The Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
They score! Broadcasting live from the Eagle Leasing Storage Studio. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Canes light the lamp here.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. This afternoon, the most comfortable that we'll see for the next 5 or 6 days, with highs in the upper 80s under partly cloudy skies and a nice drop in our humidity. This afternoon, there could be an isolated shower in our southwestern counties. Most of us will stay dry. 71 tonight, and the heat returns tomorrow with a high of 92, but really intensifies for Thursday and Friday in the upper 90s.
3 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones up 91 points today to 50,877. Market update brought to you by All-Star Dog Training. You've seen their dogs featured in college and professional sports. They can train your dog too. Visit allstardogtraining.com and schedule your free evaluation today.
Now a chance out in front for Martinook. He scores! Jordan Martinook dragging the Canes into the fight as this has worked. Aho out in front, and it trickles on the goal. They score! Taylor Hall and counts Jacob Slavin. Slavin hammers it home, and it's a 4-3 game. Aho with room, side of the net, Skull, second chance. Wax at it, still Wax at it. They score! They score! They score! On the power play, Carolina has come all the way back. They've done the
Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. We are live, not from the location of Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final, but from the home base for Carolina Hurricanes' entire Stanley Cup Final. We are at the Lenovo Center where the watch party is scheduled to get popping off here in a few hours. I'm Tim Donnelly. Dennis Cox here with me on location. The moment we have Max Gorn back at the studio keeping us up and running, and we are happy to get you set and locked in and revved up for, dare I say, a pivotal Game 4 game for the Carolina Hurricanes later tonight. And before we even get to anything, before we get to the big 3 at 3, which is how we start every show, before we get to predictions and everything that's going to come on throughout this 4-hour extravaganza, shout out to the fans for making the reason why we're out here a thing. I have to be honest, and I think this goes for anyone that's ever thrown an event of any kind. I was nervous when they announced that they were going to do the watch party for the last game, for Game 3, because you don't want to put, like, fans demanded this, and they received it, these watch parties inside the Lenovo Center. And I wanted to make sure that there were, at least the lower bowl filled. I mean, sold out.
Yeah.
Tonight it is sold out.
Sold out again.
To be amongst your people, to be amongst Canes fans. And, not that we have to respond to every single quip or joke or barb from other towns about, this is Southern hockey. Oh, it's a hockey town. When you're getting a full Lenovo Center that just wants to be amongst like-minded Canes fans to watch the game on a screen, right? The Jumbotron, it's a big screen, but it's a screen.
Oh, it's massive.
And that alone right there, I think, proves some bona fides, which we knew. And again, you don't have to fire back, but it's good to have ammunition if you want to fire back. So as people make it out here, as they start tailgating, as they start getting into the spirit, we'll be here trying to do our best to get you ready for it, and stop out and say hi if you have the time. Give us a first goal scorer prediction.
Yes.
Let us know what you think the final score will be. We'll be happy to hear from any and all Canes fans as they make their way here for the watch party. Now that I've acknowledged the fans, the real MVPs, let's go ahead and start, as we always do, with the big 3 at 3.
Number 1.
By the way, the big 3 at 3, as always, presented by Maynor Service Company. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical work, whatever you have going on in your house, you need a professional, head to MaynorServices.com, MAYNOR Services.com. Number 1. It seems like there's not enough time for the focus of a conversation from game to game in a Stanley Cup final where they're playing quick. They had the extra day, but it's bang, 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 bang. There's not enough time to have like multiple main themes.
Yeah.
There's one theme between each game, right? Before last game, we were sitting around talking about the top line, talking about do you break them up? Do you shuffle them? Jarvis, Aho, Svetch. Between game 3 and game 4, the main storyline, who's going to be in goal?
Yep.
Is it Freddie Anderson, who has started every postseason game thus far for the Carolina Hurricanes? And by the way, he's won 13 of them. That's pretty darn good, 13 of 16. Or is it Brandon Bussey, who was put in net for the third period and remained in net for both overtime periods of game 3? And I don't think it took a super nuanced and educated hockey mind to go, yep, that guy gave him a spark. That one right there, the one that's making the stops, that he changed the course of that game. The penalty shot, yep, I think that was a big deal. So the question now becomes, do you go with the guy that started all 16? Do you go with the guy that changed game 3? And Rod Brindamore and his staff get to be the decision makers on that one. Yesterday, Rod Brindamore told the media that they had made their decision, but they were enjoying the drama, so they weren't going to let anybody in on the secret. Freddie Anderson did not practice yesterday, but that was deemed a maintenance day. Veteran player, played a lot of hockey. Maintenance days. If he had won game 3 in a shutout, we wouldn't be like, oh no, he missed practice yesterday. So it's very plausible that it was just a maintenance day. Remember, he did take a hit to the above the shoulders to the head in the goal that was taken off for goalie interference in game 3. But it's a debate that we're going to take right up till they break out of the locker room for warm-ups. And smart people are predicting both sides.
And there's no skate this morning, so we don't know because it's a 5:00 local time puck drop out there in Vegas. So we won't know until, well, when everyone else knows, when we see who leads the team out onto the ice. That's the only time we'll actually truly know.
And we get to see Rod Brindamore be a little bit of an entertainer. Max, back at the studio. Why don't you go ahead and cue up Rod Brindamore talking about the goalie decision being the only suspenseful thing he has. So he's just going to keep it right there close to his chest.
Yep. I think we'll keep it quiet. There's the only suspenseful thing around here that I have to hold on to. So it seems to have taken a life of its own. So I kind of enjoy it. But yes, it was a maintenance day for him.
Oh, Rod.
I appreciate it.
You sly fox, you.
I appreciate it.
I do too. And listen, the thing we know about both Freddie and Bussey, neither are perfect, right? Neither are infallible. But also, we've seen them be pretty mentally strong in a bunch of different situations. Freddie over the last decade and a half, but this year, Brandon Bussey, the roller coaster he's ridden. I think Rod Brindamore is pretty confident that he can play some of these games with the media, with the public, and he doesn't have to necessarily worry about his guys being thrown off by it, right? Because, this is any position where there's a onesie, right? Where one guy plays and you don't rotate through, right? It's not like he has to play close to the chest on who's going to start at left winger, right? Like everybody's going to play. Like if football, quarterback different than running back, right? Who cares who starts at running back if one guy gets 20 carries and the other guy gets 10? But it's for a quarterback, you keep it close to the vest, which can mess with your confidence, mostly because everybody else is asking you a million times, are you starting? Are you starting? Like your high school friend you haven't talked to in 10 years is texting you. So it's you, right? Is it you, right? And you just have to deal with all of that. But and Freddie, I don't think you have to worry about it. So you get to go ahead and play a few games with the Vegas Golden Knights. That is number one, the biggest story. Let's get to number 2.
Number 2.
As far as injury updates go, hockey notoriously doesn't give us much.
No.
And then when there's, just a little bit of time between games, you get even less. But what we can update you on as far as cold hard facts. William Carrier did not finish the game for the Carolina Hurricanes in game 3. Pretty much missed the third and then the 2 overtime periods. Yesterday, he was skating in his normal spot in practice, skating on that fourth line with Jankowski and Robinson. From the few clips that I was able to see from Vegas, looked good, right? And it was an upper body injury, so who knows what that could have been. You don't want to speculate on anything like that, but he was grimacing, he was grabbing it before being ruled out for the game. If he can play, and more importantly, if he can play with the normal physicality that he plays with, that's very important for the Carolina Hurricanes, simply because, he brings like his role is physicality, right? Like if you're dividing up the hitting of the Carolina Hurricanes into a pie chart, he's maybe has the largest slice of pie that he has to consume each game. So it's a big deal there, but he was skating yesterday, looked fine. Obviously in a practice with his teammates, they weren't, full checking into the board. They weren't giving each other the business. It's basically a walkthrough at this point in time on skates. But William Carey was playing. We can update you that Freddie Anderson was not at practice yesterday, as we said. He did take an awkward hit in Game 3, but maintenance day is what the reports have been. Other than that, I mean, nobody's 100% at this time of year.
No, not at all.
And that was very obvious in Game 3. Chatfield was grimacing at times. Keandre Miller was grimacing at times. Taylor Hall was grimacing at times. But, that's just kind of the way of NHL playoff hockey, Stanley Cup playoff hockey, when you've played 16 going on 17 games.
Everyone's available. Everyone on your roster is available, which has not been the case in years past in the playoffs for Carolina.
Very true. That is number 2. Let's get to number 3.
Number 3.
Now, going into the last game, which was Game 3, obviously, there was a load of talk about lines, right? Because at the end of Game 2, which was an unbelievable come-from-behind victory for the Canes, Jarvis and Martinook flipped. And the question became, are they going to keep with it? Are they going to go back? Are they going to keep with it? Are they going to do something else shuffling? Are they going to bring Ehlers up? We had some callers on Monday Sound Off suggesting some real wild stuff. Things such as putting Stankoven with the top line and Aho, and there was a whole bunch of shifting. We don't know how it's going to be, and Game 3 was a bit of a real blender because of the Carrier injury, but there was already some shuffling going on ahead of that. I can tell you what the lines were at practice. Most of it, as expected. Blue line, the defensemen, as expected, as they have been for the last, 50 games. The Stankoven line, untouched. Carrier, who was back skating, fourth line, untouched. The way they were skating in practice, Ehlers, Stahl, Jarvis.
Okay.
Svechnikov, Aho, Martinook.
All right.
Dennis, what do you think of those two, if that is how they come out and play today when the action is live?
I think it does a couple of things. One, Jarvis with Ehlers and Stahl does a couple of things, I think, for Jarvis. One, Jarvis doesn't have to be the guy primarily with the puck, bringing the puck up the ice.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I think it also helps Ehlers in the sense of, that Jarvis can carry the puck up the ice on himself if you need him to. So you can't just focus all your attention on the rush to just slowing down Nikolai Ehlers. So there's that aspect of it. So I also think as well is that when it comes to Jordan Martinook being on that line with Aho and Svechnikov, is that he is straight, direct forward. The term I like to use, meat and potatoes. And there ain't nothing wrong with meat and potatoes. And that's exactly what he brings to that line. And I think that's something, again, guy that's also going to go right to the net. He's also going to battle on the boards and all that kind of stuff as well. But I think having that meat and potatoes player is going to force Aho and Svechnikov to have a little bit more directness to their game and just funneling everything towards the net. I think that's what that provides, in my opinion.
What I want to emphasize is, there's a difference between on the way and arrived. There's a difference between having the lines what they are at the beginning of the game and what they're going to be for the bulk of the game. Rod Brindamore, and by the way, Game 3 out of necessity with the injury, but you can shift them however you want, right? If you put these together and this is how they start the game, that's not even how they're going to finish the first period. That's not how you want it to be. So everything Dennis said is correct. And I do think you give them, I'm not expecting third shift, they're making changes already. You give it a chance, but you can always go back, right? Like if there's in no world will, if you want to go back to the way they've been for the last 50, 60 games, there's no world where Aho is going to be like, oh no, I don't know how to play with Svech and Jarvis. Like they are very well in tune. And as Game 3 showed, they're very well in tune with a bunch of different guys. There were some real, are they mid-shift or is this what they're going with in Game 3 because of the injury and just the way things went with special teams and everything else? And I actually like some of it, right? Maybe it's a little curveball to throw. I like some of the unusual groups out there that we saw.
The fact that Rob split up Stankoven away from Taylor Hall and Jackson Blake, put Aho between them. Sure enough, Aho sends this beautiful backhand pass to Taylor Hall for the second goal back on Saturday. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? And I also appreciate the fact that Rod was willing to make that adjustment, and especially because, like we talked about, he had stuck with this same four lines outside of a couple games at the end of the season. He had stuck with this same group for months,
and rightfully so.
Yeah,
it was going well.
Why would you change it? Why would you change it?
I would have, and this is where experience and also just a little bit of guts really helps. There would have been 0% chance I'd ever touch the Stankoven line.
Yeah.
I would have put that thing under glass. It would have been like the living room with the nice couch that kids aren't allowed in. I would have kept it away from everybody.
Plastic on it.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was going well and I didn't want to mess with it. But then again, you put a Hall with Aho, and it turns out those two guys are pretty good at hockey too. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That is the Big 3 at 3 presented by Maynor Service Company. Again, online at MaynorServices.com, MAYNOR Services.com. It's time to ask the question: is today a must-win game for the Carolina Hurricanes? The answer next.
It's bow time. Ordering Bojangles Bow Bites is the easiest choice you'll make today. The bite-sized hand-breaded chicken is fried to crispy perfection, making it perfect for sharing, snacking, or when you're on the go. Just don't call it a nugget. The only hard part is choosing from our 6 dipping sauces. We've got a sauce for every kind of craving, from our creamy house-made ranch to our sweet and spicy peach honey pepper sauce. It all depends on what kind of mood you're in. Head to your nearest Bojangles today and discover the dippable, shareable, and craveable Bow Bites. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time. Time to head on over to Bojangles to try Bojangles' new Bow Bites. Bite-sized, hand-breaded chicken fried to crispy perfection. On the go, they're perfect for snacking or sharing. Dipped in your favorite sauce like creamy house-made ranch or peach honey pepper, they're the perfect way to satisfy your craving for flavor and value. Try Bojangles' new Bow Bites. It's an easy choice to make when it's bow time.
Is your heating and air system ready for the warmer weather? Call Newcomb & Company to ensure your system is running at peak performance. As a Comfort Contract customer, you'll get priority service and a 15% discount on all HVAC and plumbing service calls and repairs. Newcomb & Company, your Carrier factory authorized dealer, has proudly served our community for more than 70 years, delivering reliable comfort and peace of mind. Call 919-862-3000 or visit newcombandcompany.com. Newcomb & Company, your comfort is our business.
When you own your own business, you need to keep things moving. Need to book a last-minute flight? Earn a $300 travel credit to cover that. Need to take a meeting before takeoff? Do it from the comfort of the Chase Sapphire Lounge by the club. Need to catch your breath before you board? Done. Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business, the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Carolina wins the offensive draw, and they score! Keandre Miller! And counts Jacob Slavin! Slavin hammers it home, and it's a 4-3 game! Carolina, one away from coming all the way back! Oh, baby!
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Shout out, first of all, to Mike Meniscalco and Trip Tracy. If you haven't been following along on social media with the booth cams, you need to be. And I say this out of affection. I think Mike Meniscalco is awesome. His bunny hops when Svetch scored the tying goal in Game 3 made me laugh out loud, like belly laugh. I mean, he's affectionately known as Big Rick, right? He's a big dude. Mike, he's checking Trip into the boards on some of these booth cams, but his little bunny hops, which by the way, look very, very similar to Rod Brindamore's bunny hops when Jarvis scored the game winner in Game 2. If you've seen the bench cam, just pure joy, but also he's a broadcaster, so he's keeping his eyes on the action. I laughed as someone that has done play-by-play at a much lower level. The emotions, the ability to keep everything in check. He did a great job, but the bunny hops just made me laugh. And Rod Brindamore, the bunny hops made me laugh also, because you think of him. I mean, he's Rod the Bot. He's big, tall, strong, forceful, tough. Jarvis scored, and he went straight into like yippee. Like it was just joy. And then it doesn't matter if you're a little kid or one of the toughest people in hockey. When pure joy strikes your body, bunny hops, man, just 3 inches off the ground, hands a little waving, and you're good to go.
It's massive calves got a little work out there. Like, all right, there it is.
Well, woohoo! It's hilarious, and awesome because Jarvis scored a game winner in overtime to win a Stanley Cup final game, which leads us to Game 4 tonight. Yeah, you can only hear Mike Maniscalco and Trip Tracy right here on 99.9 The Fan. So either get ready with a FM radio or download the 99.9 The Fan app. And those are the only 2 places you can catch that broadcast until they start posting things like the booth cam well after the game ends. With that being said, the game tonight here on 99.9 is Game 4. And the Canes do trail 2-1. Is Game 4 must win?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Why?
If you lose tonight, you come back here on Thursday, you're down 3-1 in the series. You have to win 3 straight games against this Vegas team. That's darn near impossible. Not saying it isn't, but again, 3 straight wins where you're going to have to go back on the road and win in Vegas as well. You're going to have to win at least 1 in Vegas.
Already. Might as well be tonight.
Do it now. Take care of that now.
Do you guys want do you guys want the Stanley Cup final 3-1 stat?
Oh, yes, Max, hit us.
Teams that have fallen behind 3-1 in the Stanley Cup final have gone 1-38 in the series.
There you go.
1942 Toronto Maple Leafs against the Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah.
So you know how long it's been. It was a team from Canada winning.
Yeah, exactly. And it was World War II.
Yeah, that's a better way to frame it.
So yeah, it's absolutely a must win.
Here's the way I'm putting it, right? Because I'm very precious with must win, right? I think it's overused. It's like the word awesome, right? Like,
it's an awesome way to put it.
Did it really incite awe when hey, I hit all green lights on the way to work? It was awesome.
That is awesome.
Did that make your jaw drop? Like, it's a little overused. Must win, I think, is a little overused. I don't think it's wrong here, but the only thing I ask is that there's real consequences.
Yes.
Like, if you don't win, what is inherently changing? It's not, if Game 1 is must win, if they lose, they really got to buckle down for Game 2. I'm like, that's not changing.
That's
right?
not.
Here's what I say. Here's why I say this game is must win. I think if you don't win this game tonight, you can no longer control your destiny. You're going to need a little bit of help from the Golden Knights.
Yeah.
Right. If you're going to win those 3 straight, you're going to have to depend on them to have a really bad period. You're going to have to depend on them to let in a couple softies, right? Like, if you're going to win 3 straight and at least 1 on the road, you're going to have to just inherently have them not play their best hockey. If you win tonight and it's 2-2 coming back home, I think you can still control your destiny, right? You play your A game, you focus on you can win the Stanley Cup. I don't like hoping that the opposing team lets you back into the game, right? I like controlling your own destiny. So it is a must win unless you just want to, get out your Lucky Rabbit's foot and your Ouija board and just start hoping. Hope's not a strategy, right?
No.
You can throw salt over your shoulder and spin around 3 times and ask for puck luck. But unless you're willing to depend on that, you have to win tonight.
It's not easy. Like, it was the stat that Max just said, 1-38 teams that fall behind 3-1, 1-38. Again, quote Han Solo, never tell me the odds, but I don't like those odds at all.
And it's like those stats, and I've been bringing them up, and I have 5 stats for later on during the starting 5. I love them for context. I don't think of them as predictive.
Yeah,
right. I don't look at that and say, because it's never happened or because it's only happened once, it can't happen moving forward. But the more dramatic the stat, 1-38 is pretty dramatic. It's an illustration of how difficult it is.
Yes.
It is very tough to come back from 3-1 in a Stanley Cup final. That's what 1-38 shows me. Not that it can't be done moving forward, but you understand the difficulty of the task at hand. Because, common sense also plays. If a team is up 3-1 in the Stanley Cup final, they're probably really good.
Oh yeah,
because they won 3 series to get there. They were all against playoff teams, and then against the best that the Eastern Conference had to offer, they would have been up 3-1. So they're not some scrub, right? If you randomly picked an NHL team and said they have a 3-1 lead over Carolina, there's a whole bunch of them. I'd be like, well,
yeah,
just lock in.
Yeah, Vancouver, let's go.
Come on, buddy. Like let's just drill this thing home. But with Vegas, it's not that, because they are a really good squad, right? So you have to respect them enough to win tonight. You have to respect them enough to recognize your back is all the way against the wall if you don't take care of business tonight. And yeah, it's in their house. Guess what? You gave up that right to when you lost in your house.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to go take care of business. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Get one on their soil and bring it on back here. Because I still believe what we said before Game 3, which is the bigger picture of this road trip, this 2 games out in Vegas. If Carolina comes back 2-2, I think they win the Cup.
Yes, I'm with you on that.
I think it becomes unlikely that they win the Cup without help if they come back down 3-1. And that's, I'm not going out on a limb with that. That's 1 in 38 in history talking there. So take care of business today. Smoke them if you got them. Whatever you have left in the tank, let it loose. It's whatever cliche you want to use. Run through the bullpen, shift up the lines, or change up the lines, I should say. If it's Bussy, it's Bussy. If it's Freddie, it's Freddie. There's no whoever's in goal. You're gonna have to play great in front of them. Like the no time thinking about it, regrets, no hesitation. You just got to go play hockey.
The last time that Vegas lost 3 games in a row that didn't include a shootout loss was back when they had a different head coach.
And I mean, it's a joke about Vegas this year, but
yeah.
They didn't win or lose many games. They were the king of overtime.
Oh, they were overtime merchants is what they were. But even since John Tortorella took over with 8 games left in the season, they've only lost back-to-back games once, and that was actually games 2 and 3 against Utah in the opening round. That's it.
The last time Carolina lost back-to-back games, January 12th and 13th.
So again, you anticipate beating this team 3 straight times? I don't see that happening. So, yeah, it's absolutely a must win.
These 2 teams are good.
Yeah.
And they should be.
And I even said it before the series, is that if they I said I think they're going to split here in Carolina and that they split in Vegas. And you come back 2-2, and if they can get to either Game 6 up or Game 7 back here, they're winning a cup. They're winning the cup, but they have to win tonight.
You have to. Exactly.
Have to win.
You have to win tonight. All of that with the disclaimer: you got to win tonight. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we move on, Tim Donnelly here from Mainer Service Company. We're talking a lot about home advantage, right? You get to be you know everything. There's some stories, some myths, perhaps from back in the day in the '60s, where teams might heat up or cool down the locker room that the other team is staying in to mess with them and make them sweat when they're pre-gaming. Listen, you do with what you want to do with your heating and cooling systems when it's your house, right? Nobody else gets to decide that. You do, unless it stops working. If you imagine that, you got a road team there, you want to sweat them out, you turn up the heat, and they're comfortable because it's cool because your air conditioning and your heating system isn't working. Then you call Mainer Service Company and you can do whatever you want again. Heating systems, cooling system, plumbing, electrical work. Mainer Service Company has highly trained, experienced, excellent customer service technicians that are more than happy to come out to your house and get it all fixed up. That is anywhere in the triangle, all of Wake County and 50 miles in any direction from Wake County, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Here's the number to call. Save it in your phone so when panic strikes with a leak or something like that, you don't have to look for it. Here it is, 919-361-0993. That's 919-361-0993. Or visit them online at MainerServices.com, MAYNOR services.com. I don't know if they can, but if possible, we should get this tent air conditioned by Thursday. It's supposed to be pretty darn hot here. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We'll take a break when we come back. It's Dean's List time here on The Drive. Don't go anywhere.
Our state's future begins with our students. That's why the North Carolina Education Lottery has contributed over $12 billion to education. Through scholarships, school construction, support staff, and pre-K programs, lottery dollars move our state forward, helping students become the best versions of themselves. Visit movingncstudentsforward.com and share how your student or school community has benefited for a chance to earn $2,000 for your story. Must be 18 to play. Problem Gambling Helpline 877-718-5543.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you've ever reached for a cheers when your favorite song comes on, you're ready to embrace the haze with Hazy Little Thing from Sierra Nevada. Hazy, citrusy, smooth, juicy but not sweet, hoppy but not bitter, America's best-selling hazy IPA for good reason. Hazy Little Thing, enjoy responsibly.
Hey, it's Adam Gold from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Biggest stage in world football is here. Just days away, really. And every goal changes everything. And now FanDuel giving you a reason to root for every single one of them. Introducing Every Goal Pays. Bet on a match and get bonus bets for every goal scored in that match. That is ridiculous. Why are they doing this? Because they love you. FanDuel, America's #1 sports book for a reason. That's right. More goals means more bonus bets for you. All you got to do is get in the action. Use your token, FanDuel.com/local, FanDuel.com/local. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Must apply bonus token. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
This hour of The Drive is brought to you by All-Star Dog Training. You've seen their dogs featured in college and professional sports. They can train your dog, too. Visit allstardogtraining.com and schedule your free evaluation today.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Just so everybody knows, we are live outside the Lenovo Center.
Yes, we are.
Where in, let's see here, about 4.5 hours, there will be a watch party of about 20,000 people going on right to our right for Carolina Hurricanes, Vegas Golden Knights, Game 4 Stanley Cup Final action. Obviously, the game's in Vegas, but the party, at least for us, will be right here in Raleigh at the Lenovo Center, and I'm looking forward to it. Dennis, why don't you tell everybody what shirt you're wearing?
So I've got a Stanley Cup Final shirt is what I'm rocking here today.
The merch.
Yes, so rocking a Stanley Cup Final shirt today. I'll show it off for the people that are here. But, it's got the helmet mask for the Carolina Hurricanes, helmet mask for the Vegas Golden Knights. It's got the Stanley Cup in the middle. So, last time I bought a shirt and wore it on air, for a Stanley Cup Final game, we've won. So I'm just trying to keep the traditions going.
It is. I'm not teasing you. I just think it's hilarious. everybody has superstitions rocking right now.
That's true. We do.
Everybody is like, and by the way, I'm guilty of it. I didn't wear my watch one day. Fans called me out for not wearing the red watch on game day. I have a red G-Shock, and I've worn it every game day since. As I say, it's more out of respect for their superstitions than my own.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody I talk to that's a Canes fan is doing that. I was talking to my wife about where we're going to watch the game tonight, and I suggested one place in the house, and she went, "Yeah, but last time we did that, it didn't turn out well. So why don't we go ahead and watch it in like the living room?" And I was just like, "Okay, all right, we're all doing this." Everybody is doing what they can to help out the Carolina Hurricanes tonight, and what we decided was a must-win game earlier today. We'll see if it works. That's always the deal. We'll see if it works. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, here on The Drive outside the Lenovo Center. It is now time for the Dean's List. All right, so I'm altering the Dean's List a little bit today. Normally, it's where we honor those in the college sports world that we hold so near and dear here in the Triangle. Today, with how much hockey we have going on and everything else, I'm just kind of throwing in a potpourri, even if they're maybe not directly college related. And I'll just assume some of them at one point in time may get a degree or already have one.
Sure.
How about, Dennis?
Okay.
The Marlin Fever boat.
Oh, yeah, the Big Rock?
919.9 pound blue marlin.
Shut up.
Just weighed in. This coming from Paul Ihander, our program director and the host of Next Up with Paul
No
Ihander.
way.
It is the first blue over 500 pounds in the tournament.
Yeah.
Earned the boat $871,250.
That's right.
The marlin weight is a new Big Rock record.
Let's go.
919.9 pound blue marlin.
919, baby. Let's go.
There you go. That is a monster, and a little. It's kind of like 99.9 because they just pretend the one is a point. That is a monster blue marlin.
That's awesome.
Monster. You ready for a little name droppy thing?
Go on.
I once caught a blue marlin, about 220 pounds, and I'm going to tell you right now, multiply that fight, especially the early fight, by 4.
Yeah. That
is a monster blue marlin. Shout out to Marlin Fever. They've got a different kind of they got Marlin Fever and Money Fever after that one. Well, almost $900,000 already secured by the boat. Pretty darn good.
That's awesome.
So they're on the Dean's List. Even though, I assume somebody on the boat at one point in time may get a degree or already have one.
A degree in catching fish.
There you go.
Lord. 919.9 pounds.
Couldn't give him 920.
I think everyone else can just count. You know what? Good luck.
You do that. Well, there's
good luck
with those kind of tournaments. There are a ton of other like side pots for other species of fish or daily and everything. Like you can still go out and make money. I don't know if you're out there going let's get that 1,100 pound blue marlin to really upset everybody. That's crazy.
By the way, the prize pool for the Big Rock, total prize pool, just over $9 million.
Well, I mean, that boat will get their share.
Yeah, exactly.
That boat will get their share.
That's awesome.
They're partying somewhere. That's pretty darn good. More Dean's List.
Okay.
How about this? Some of them likely went to college and then probably dipped on it. The AHL Chicago Wolves.
Yeah.
They're college age.
That's true. A lot of them are. Bradley Nadeau went to Maine. There it is.
They won Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals in the AHL. I believe they were down 3-2. Backs against the wall. Won Game 6 to force Game 7. Won Game 7 to go to the AHL Finals. That is the next generation, or perhaps the generation blocked by how good the Canes roster is right now. But as we said, like last year, there were awards won by Bradley Nadeau for his AHL performance and a few others. The names are escaping me. And even when there's not a direct path to like, oh, that guy's going to be in the big league club this year, good thing he's such a good prospect. It's always good for your farm system to just be earning accolade after accolade, whether they're trade chips, whether they make other players expendable in trades, whether they are just great values based on their entry-level contracts and things, or it's just proof that you know what you're doing developing prospects, right? It's just proof that you know how to take guys, as you mentioned, Bradley Nadeau, spent a year at Maine. He's now been in the AHL for a little bit of time. but he's still getting better, right? There's no staleness happening for him, which is really all you can ask for from your affiliated clubs at the lower level. So shout out to the AHL Chicago Wolves.
Nice.
And you never know. I mean, some of those guys, if they weren't still playing, might have, been in the booth watching some of these games, getting the experience with the big league club, but they're taking care of business themselves. They're like, no, we got our own trophy to go win. Which, by the way, I think it's 94, I think I read, was the last time a team won the Stanley Cup and the Calder Cup.
Oh, yeah.
And the Calder Trophy. No, Calder Cup.
It's Calder Cup.
Yep.
That'd be the Rangers, then.
I think it was 94.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that, but I think. Obviously, the Canes are still alive for both, and their affiliate club, the Chicago Wolves. Do you have any Dean's Listers you'd like to throw out here?
I do. I'm actually going to throw Wake Forest University into the Dean's List.
Let's hear it.
So as the World Cup approaches, it's starting just in a couple of days, they're actually hosting Germany on their campus as like their training spot. So Wake Forest University hosting one of the World Cup favorites on their own campus to get ready for the World Cup. So right there on their campus, using their facilities and everything like that. Kind of cool. Wake Forest was a place that was chosen right here in the state of North Carolina.
By the way, I guess we're just meaning the state of North Carolina is just very attractive to Europeans.
Yeah.
There are World Cup teams. Maybe it's just a central location. I don't know the justification. There are World Cup teams training all over North Carolina. I believe, I don't know the country, but I believe there were World Cup players in training watching today's mandatory minicamp for the Carolina Panthers because they're using some of the facilities and around the area training. And then American football, let's watch. So there's World Cup athletes, soccer players, football players, kind of all over the state of North Carolina, getting ready for the biggest soccer tournament in the world. My final Dean's Lister: college football fans and power brokers who are not gullible.
Okay.
SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey, this is an ESPN quote, says there is, quote, no talk of a merger with the Big Ten, and called the notion that his conference wants to form a super league, the specter of which is being leveraged by lawmakers as a central threat to the future of college sports, as a, quote, not consistent with the truth. I just want to be clear on this. He is not under oath in any of these interviews. And there has been some real, in college the last 10, 15 years, some real public declarations of we are not going to do this, while they knew all along behind closed doors they were doing whatever this was. So if you believe when a conference commissioner says we are not doing something that would give us more power, I have a pretty significant beachfront property in the state of Nebraska that I would love to sell you for millions and millions of dollars. Don't be gullible. Keep your defense up if you're the ACC, the Big 12, or anybody else that doesn't want to be left in the cold by the SEC and Big 10. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That is the Dean's List. Let's dismiss. And also, let's buckle up. Tim Donnelly here for Kalshi. The hunt for the Stanley Cup is on. That's why we're sitting outside here in the 90-something degree weather, because this hunt for the Stanley Cup is on, and we want to build the momentum. And now you can trade on every game on Kalshi. On Kalshi, you could have traded every single playoff game, every series, the conference finals, and now every game and many markets within the championship. As of right now, the Hurricanes, as I bring it up, are trading at 39% to win the Stanley Cup, which means a $100 bet would pay out over $250 if it ends up happening. But here's the fun part. As the playoffs heat up, as this series heats up, if they win a couple, if halfway through this game they're in the lead, those numbers move in real time, and you can buy in and out of your position at any time. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house, and thus, as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of those positions at your will. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code TIMD. So if you're downloading Kalshi, use promo code TIMD, T-I-M-D, with no spaces to get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi, Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan will be back with a conversation about Brandon Bussey or Freddie Anderson. Freddie Anderson or Brandon Bussey for Game 4. Next.
The Father's Day Summer Grill Sale is here at Atlantic Spas and Billiards on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. Save up to $700 on a Kamado Joe kettle grill or pick up a Green Mountain pellet grill at the lowest price of the year. This highly rated pellet grill comes with Wi-Fi, 2 meat probes, and all the grill accessories are 50% off. Atlantic Spas and Billiards is the billiard, dart, and game headquarters of the Triangle. Something is here for the whole family. Pool tables, shuffleboard, foosball, outdoor ping pong, and more. Atlantic Spas and Billiards in Raleigh and Wilmington.
Looking for the ultimate playoff hockey headquarters? Head to Dugout Tavern and Grill in Apex, your official member of the Canes Bar Network. Catch every playoff game with the sound on, ice cold drink specials flowing, and all the action bigger than ever on our massive 16-foot video wall. And when the final horn sounds, the deals keep coming with late-night happy hour appetizers after 9 p.m. Playoff hockey, great food, cold drinks. Dugout Tavern and Grill in Apex for playoff atmosphere where Canes fans gather to cheer louder.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself. And Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
June is Men's Health Month, and WakeMed encourages you to get a PSA blood test. Starting at age 45, men should be screened every 2 years. You may need to start earlier if you have a higher risk for prostate cancer or a family history of the disease. A simple blood test checks the level of PSA or prostate-specific antigen in your blood. If levels are elevated, your doctor may recommend additional screening. For more information, visit wakemed.org. That's wakemed.org.
His long pass all the way up for Marner. Now a chance. Bussey with a save. Rebound. Bussey gets to it again.
What a save. Shooting in stride between the legs. Got just enough of it with his stick. It was available because the Canes made a poor line change.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Rod Brindamore, head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, we are outside one of his places of work, the Lenovo Center, as we get ready for a roughly 20,000 strong watch party here in the Lenovo Center for Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final later tonight. Sold out. So if you have tickets, we'd love to see you come out here, tailgate, have a good time with us. We're hanging out outside. And if you don't have tickets, sorry.
There are places to watch.
There's actually a ton of them. And there's more like-minded Cadence fans around the area that will hoot and holler and scream with you for the good plays and lament the bad plays all the same in many different places.
So real quick, this is a shout out to Canes fans here real quick before we get into the goalie conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So on Saturday, Game 3, my fiance and I, we went out and watched the game for a couple periods, and the dog's at home. So we went to a sports bar that's only about 5 minutes from where we live. And we're like, all right, dog's been home for a while. It's 4-0. We'll catch the third period at home. So we get home, take the dog out. We're taking him for a walk. And as the crow flies, we're like a few miles from downtown. Not super far, but in terms of a drive, it's only like 6-7 minutes to get into downtown. So we're walking the dog, and we hear some cheering and stuff, in the middle of our walk. It's like, oh, okay, I guess something must have happened. And then soon after, you hear a larger crowd. Like, I was like, okay, like
the second O,
something happened here. And then all of a sudden, there's like a big pop, and I could hear literally people. There's probably the Smoky Hollow area downtown. Could literally hear them miles away from where we were walking the dog on Saturday night. We're both like, okay, something's going on. So we go right to the start of the third period. We get to every commercial break. We're fast forwarding through and all that kind of stuff. Eventually, we were like, oh my God, like there's a chance to win this. We get caught up. So we're just in at home watching this. And just to hear literally a crowd of people from miles away during that 3 goals in 39 seconds is pretty remarkable.
One of the many things that I give this year's Carolina Hurricanes team a lot of credit for is they have been much better at what I've described as that and one mixtape tour second O. Because, everybody that watched the N1 mixtape tour in the early 2000s knows it was all street ball basketball, right? And you might cross somebody over, you might bounce it off the defender's head, right? You might make somebody fall, and everybody would go, oh. But then you had to make the shot, or you had to have somebody coming for an alley-oop, and you had to complete the alley-oop, and it would go, oh, and there was the bigger second O. And in years past, particularly when it comes to scoring and offensive play, the Canes maybe got the first one and then didn't have that follow-up, right? They didn't have the made alley-oop. And sometimes it would be a defensive play, a great save by whoever was in goal, a big hit by somebody, and then you get possession of the puck, and then it would be, and you could hear everybody holding their breath, waiting. They want to yell some more. You got to give them a reason to. You got to make the shot. And then it just didn't happen as much, right? This year, they've been more explosive. They've scored more goals. And way more often, they've gone from, which then they decided to throw even more gasoline on the fire and hit like the third in 39 seconds. And that one, is where an N1 mixtape tour metaphor, that's where fans would have stormed the court because they don't actually care who wins those games. And, you've thrown the ball into the river and just been carried off on people's shoulders. When it's the NHL Stanley Cup final, you have to go finish the game, which they came very close to doing. But it was, you sense the moment, and it's like, okay, he got one. Let Aho and Hall get one. And then they're like, all right, cool, we got ours. And then Slavin's like, I don't do this very often. Maybe I'll score a goal. And Stahl said, actually, I'll take that with the deflection because Stahl has 3 of them in three games. It's a very small thing because there's not that many opportunities in a season to do it, but they're much better at it this year than in years past. And I don't think it's a coincidence that this is the year they've made it further than they had in the last 7.
Will Freddie make that save for us tonight if he starts?
Or will it be Bussy? Actually, that's probably a good way to go into this conversation.
Yeah.
Freddie Anderson has started 16 games this postseason. He might be over 100 in his career in the postseason. I know earlier on in the playoffs when we were comparing his level of postseason experience to other goalies, I forget what point we were at, but it may be 10 games ago. He had 90 postseason games, which was more than everyone else in the East that was remaining combined. So he's up near 100 at least in postseason experience. Brandon Bussy played his first period of postseason hockey, let alone Stanley Cup final hockey, in Game 3 when he replaced Freddie going into the third period.
Game 3 was 101
for
Freddie.
Over 100 postseason games.
101.
And the N1 mixtape tour thing that I was talking about, street ball that I was talking about, Freddie is kind of like if there's a basketball equivalent style, he's like Tim Duncan, right? He's giving you bank shots. When things are going well, he's playing well. But, Tim Duncan would leave with 27 and 14 and 4 blocks, and you wouldn't remember any of the plays, right? He was just in the right position, doing the right thing. That's when Freddie's at his best, right? He's playing the angles well. He's where he's supposed to be. He's big, right? He's seeing the ice well. Brandon Bussy does bring some more of the highlight, right? He does bring a little bit more. He's younger, brings a little bit more of the athleticism, a little bit more pop. He's a little bit more aggressive. Obviously, anytime I know he's not a rookie, but he kind of is. He brings a little bit more of the unpredictable, right? You don't know. He's not as steady Eddie as Freddie, which can be a good thing when you need a spark. If I were picking somebody who would hit right? For a goalie, it would be, let's say Martinook scores the goal he scored in Game 3. And everybody's going do we have it? And there's a breakout. And Mitch Marner is going one-on-one, the save can be the second. The second boom, right? It can be the second applause. And, we saw with the penalty shot with Brandon Bussy, he's got that in his bag of tricks. He can find a way to keep that one out of the net. Now, will he do it every time? No. no goalie will. But that's part of the reason why, if I were Rod Brindamore, I would go with Brandon Bussey, because it seems like they don't just need steady Eddie at goal. They don't just need the right position almost all of the time. They need somebody that's going to try to, make the defender fall, to stay on the metaphor. They need somebody that's going to try to dribble it through the defender's legs every once in a while to get the momentum back on their team side. And I think we saw more of that from Brandon Bussey. I mean, up until the very unfortunate bounce in the second OT that ended the game, I mean, he had faced some really good looks.
He did.
And wasn't always pretty, wasn't always the easiest, but he found a way to keep him out of the net.
Even before the penalty shot, he had to make a save, a really good one on Mark Stone, had to make a good one on Mitch Marner too, right from the get-go.
I said out loud, and maybe this is my fault if you're superstitious. We were watching the game. I said out loud, I hope they give him a couple minutes just to settle in. And then as I said, like, the N in in wasn't all the way out of my mouth, and he was facing a high danger chance right in front of him. And I was like, or just deep end, push him in and let him sink or swim. And in my opinion, he swam, right? He did a really good job. Now, having said that, some very smart people who I trust about hockey and who know this team very well, including Adam Gold, have said they'd be very surprised if it's not Freddie Andersen getting the start tonight for the Carolina Hurricanes. While I disagree with it, I don't have any kind of unbelievably high narcissistic opinion of my hockey knowledge to think that I might be wrong, and maybe Freddie was jolted by being pulled, and he's going to go out there and be a different goalie or whatever. But I can tell you this: if you are somebody that gambles in a way that I gamble, meaning when you're actually gambling, it's legal now. I often place bets thinking, which one will I feel dumbest if it doesn't work?
Yeah,
like if you bet against Tom Brady and they keep your money. It's like, I feel pretty dumb for betting against that guy.
That's true.
If Freddie starts and it doesn't go well, there's going to be a lot of like, how did you not see that coming? If Bussey starts and it doesn't go well, there's some like, well, you had to try, right? Like that's one way to look at it. That's not how Rod Brindamore looks at it, because he's super confident in his opinion and isn't thinking about what happens if it goes wrong, which is why he's in the position he's in and we're in the position we're in. But it's being played close to the chest. We'll have to wait and see. By the way, yesterday at practice, Freddie Andersen was not on the ice. Maintenance day. He's played a lot of hockey, as we mentioned. Older guy, as we've talked about. So a maintenance day is not out of the ordinary there. And there's no morning skate today because while it's an 8 p.m. start here East Coast time, it's a 5 p.m. start out in Vegas. So just not time for it. And they might have waived it anyway if there was. So we'll just have to wait and see. As soon as we know, you'll know. We'll pass along all the information we get. But as of right now, it's up in the air. Freddie or Bussey. Bussey or Freddie. And your opinion has been heard. We did post a poll yesterday on our YouTube live stream comments. Who do you want to start game 4? Or actually, I think we worded it, who should start game 4?
Yeah, who should.
And let's just say overwhelmingly Bussey.
88% said Brandon Bussey.
And there were accusations of the 12% being Vegas Golden Knights fans.
Which makes sense.
Deal with that how you will. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. When we come back, it's football at 4 here on The Drive. Stick around.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Embrace the haze with Hazy Little Thing from Sierra Nevada. If you've ever stayed for the 9th inning comeback, do you know how to time the beer run to still make it back in time for the stretch? If you're up for whatever the game brings, then embrace the haze with Hazy Little Thing. Hazy, citrusy, smooth, brewed with the purest ingredients for finest quality. There's a reason it's America's best-selling hazy IPA. Embrace the haze with Sierra Nevada. Hazy Little Thing. Enjoy responsibly.
This is Ray Womble Jr. from J.E. Womble & Sons in Lillington. Spring is here and lawn mowing will be in full force. Our new lineup of Bobcat zero-turn mowers are bringing tough to turf. Built to give you a professional edge, engineered to last longer and work harder. Come check out the Bobcat ZT2000 series at a discount of $1,200 with 0% financing. And remember, if J.E. Woman & Sons doesn't have it, you don't need it.
Organize easy. Organize tough. Customize your work truck or van with upfit solutions from Van Products. Steel and aluminum shelving, toolboxes, data files, cabinets, drawers, conduit carriers, ladder racks, everything safe and secure. Everything built as unbreakable as you by Adrian Steel. Backed by the best warranty in the business. 3 years, 36,000 miles. Everything custom installed by Van Products so you know it's done right. From a single work rig to a fleet, choose custom installed upfit solutions from Van Products.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Big truck accidents can cause life-changing injuries, and life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. I know big truck wrecks, and I know how to fight those big insurance companies. If you've been hurt by a big truck, contact us at ritchielaw.com. I'm on top of it.
Broadcasting live from the Eagle Leasing Storage Studio. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Canes light the lamp here.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Much cooler for today, and our humidity's lower too. A high of 88 this afternoon, partly cloudy skies, a small chance of a shower in our southwestern counties. A little warmer overnight at 71, and we're back into the low 90s tomorrow. But the heat really intensifies at the end of the week. Highs Thursday and Friday in the upper 90s, near records.
4 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones up 81 points today to 50,867. This hour of The Drive is brought to you by Law Tigers. Injured in a motorcycle accident? Call Law Tigers before you call your insurance company. Case evaluations are always free, and you don't pay a dime until your case settles. Law Tigers, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers.
Let's move the chains. Time for football at 4.
This is The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. And if you can't tell, if you're not watching on YouTube, first of all, go subscribe to our YouTube channel, 99.9 The Fan, and recognize where we are. It's actually the first time we've ever been here for a road game.
Yeah, no.
We are outside the Lenovo Center, where there's going to be a watch party for Canes Vegas Golden Knights Game 4. We've been out here for preseason games. We've been out here for regular season games. We're out here for a whole bunch of postseason games, season opening games. Have yet to be here for a road game. So first time for everything.
And it's going to be just as full. It's going to be just as packed.
It's a really cool deal, by the way. We should point this out. They did sell tickets, and it is sold out for the watch party, which means all of the same in-game, in-studio, or in-arena activations and Jumbotron and cool stuff and camaraderie, but also the tickets, which I believe were $10 a pop, and it's go in there, sit where you want. It's all to benefit charity, right? This is not like the Canes said, oh, great, we're in the Stanley Cup final. We can grab a few extra bucks. It is all going to charity. It's just a way for the Canes fans in the area to get together with like-minded Canes fans, have the community, celebrate, stress everything that comes with a game together, and also some funds going towards some good causes. So we're outside. If you're coming out to tailgate, which people will be doing and are doing, if you're coming out to have all that fun, stop by, say hi, maybe throw us a first goal scorer prediction or two. We want to hear from you. With that being said, it is time for a little football at 4. And today, this is why personally I thank the Carolina Hurricanes. They have officially played hockey long enough to close the gap for us that have to come up with content every day on the radio. It is mandatory minicamp day opening for the Carolina Panthers today, and there's still hockey being played. We're in the overlap. We're in the Venn diagram there, everybody. And with that comes, the circle of sports lives. As the Canes season at the most goes another 8 days. The Panthers are just getting started. So looking towards that, I mean, some things are different, some are the same, right? We earlier today during the Big 3 at 3, we updated you on injuries and availabilities for the Canes. How about some updates on injuries and availabilities for the Carolina Panthers at the first day of minicamp? Tetairoa McMillan back in individual drills after not really participating much in the voluntary portions of the offseason due to a foot injury. They've been exceptionally cautious. He's back in individual drills. So he was running routes. He was making catches. He was doing all of that. He did not participate in team drills. This, according to Joe Person, who covers the team for The Athletic, did not participate in team drills, but he was out there moving around. As I say, these offseason events, whether it's mini camps, OTAs, whatever they are, you can't really take much concrete out of them. But there are some injury things, like if somebody is running ahead of schedule or whatever, you get excited by it. Ted Earl McMillan, it is June. It is June 9th. If they wanted to put him in an air cast bubble, I wouldn't be worried yet. So the fact that he's out there doing anything, I'm pretty excited about that. I think he is due for a massive step up into a league elite style player this season if their passing game can support it. And you just don't want that held back by injuries or slow start by injuries or anything like that. So they're being super cautious in the offseason. But he was at least running some drills, doing some things. It's not like he was on a scooter or anything like that. Also, Dave Canales spoke to the media after practice. Ike Ekwonu. Mm-hmm. To use a term that Dave Canales used in his media availability, crushing it in his rehab.
Well, there you go.
Crushing it. And says he will be back at some point this season, which is kind of what's been expected. But every time there's a major injury, and particular a major injury for a dude that big and explosive, I want the coach reaffirming the timeline that we expect every time we talk to him, because if you pay attention to football or sports long enough, you know when maybe you stop mentioning the timeline, you hope everybody doesn't notice it, and that usually means the timeline is elongating. If you're like, yeah, it's a little, and I'm just making up numbers here, it's a little 6 to 8 week injury, he's going to get it cleaned up, we expect him back in 6 to 8 weeks. If 5 weeks later they're just going well, he's rehabbing, it's a day-to-day process, and they're not saying the timeline anymore, they're not saying we still expect him back, blah, 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 that usually means it's going a little slower. So the fact that they kind of re-emphasized Ike Ekwonu availability this year, I think that's a really good sign. The question would be, where? If it's Rasheed Walker and Monroe Freeling battling for that left tackle spot, which is what he occupied prior to the injury, could he be a value interior? Could he be working as depth at the right tackle position in anticipation of somebody like Taylor Moton getting a little bit older and kind of expensive? Who knows? But if Icky is back and healthy, that opens up some options and gives them some depth on the offensive line, which, I mean, the Icky injury shows, and many other injuries over the last few years shows, can't have too much depth on the offensive line. Now, as we were discussing, this is where we mix in, it's Canes Stanley Cup final week. We're going to mix in some cross-sport here. I look at goalie and quarterback as two very similar positions mentally.
Okay.
Because, again, like I said earlier, they're onesies, right? Quarterbacks don't come off the field. I don't even if I were a coach, I wouldn't even like having the running quarterback package. I wouldn't.
Taysom Hill.
Yeah, I wouldn't like the Taysom Hill. I don't like Wildcat. Quarterbacks inherently, you're grown up with it. And I played it in college. You're not used to you're not used to watching offense.
No.
When you're on the sideline, even if it's 3rd and 1 and you put someone else in to run the quarterback sneak, you feel like you're watching I don't know, someone else date your girlfriend or something. You're like, I should be out there. That's mine. What are you doing? They're going to get used to them. What if they like him? It's your baby. And I think goalies can get a little bit that way with their net, although they know they don't play every game. So it's kind of like they expect to be on the sideline, but there's an internal alarm clock for how long they'll be there before they start going wait a minute, that's my net. I think Freddie Anderson is a unique player, correct? Because the big debate today is Freddie Anderson or Brandon Bussey. Freddie Anderson or Brandon Bussey. I think they're unique players based on the fact that Freddie, since I started covering the Carolina Hurricanes, he's gone on long breaks every year, right?
Yes.
For injuries, for perhaps maybe a little lackluster play, for blood clots, for a bunch of different reasons. He's simply been kind of sidelined. So I don't think it's that same kind of ownership. I think he and Bussy, by the way, Bussy has been an incredible teammate throughout all of this. And I would throw Pyotr Kochetkov in here as well, even though he's not really in the mix to start game 4.
No.
I would put him in the goalie room when I talk about it. They do seem like they're almost like a shift work. They're like security guards or something. As long as someone's manning the post and it's with somebody that I know and is one of us, I trust it. You know what I mean? So I think that allows Rod Brindamore, if he wanted to go to Brandon Bussy in game 4, and then if he sees fit and needed, go to Freddie in game 5, or vice versa, or start with Freddie, and if it's not going well, go to Bussy. Like I think that allows him some flexibility where, there are other players that might treat it more like a quarterback, where it's like, I don't care if it's just for the last 4 minutes of a game that is my net. Unless the goalie is pulled, I want to be standing between those nets, or those pipes. So I do think it truly is they know, meaning Rod Brindamore and the team and the coaching staff know who it's going to be, but it could be either. Like there's not they're telling us they don't know, but it's definitely this one. I think it was legitimately a conversation for Rod Brindamore and his staff on who they were going to start game 4.
Oh, I believe it. And to tie it in here with football for the Panthers and everything as well, is it's just because you have it taken from you doesn't mean you can't get it back and earn it back. Just go back a couple years ago, Bryce Young gets benched after 2 games into the 2024 season. Has to sit out for a while. His opportunity arose because Andy Dalton had a fender bender car accident, hurts the thumb/wrist and all that stuff. So Bryce Young has to come back in, and guess what? He's been in there the whole time since.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing that could be like for Freddie Anderson today. Hey, you got yanked last game. Mental reset.
Mm-hmm.
We have to do whatever it takes for us to win. If I put you back in there, you better perform. Like that's the thing. It's like you better do it. So maybe, never know. It might be the best thing for him to mental reset and sit from the sideline and watch for a little bit. That might be the best thing for him.
It very much could be. Goalie coaches, pitching coaches, you got to be therapists as much as you are technicians. You got to know what's going on between the ears of your players. And I assume they'll be talking, they'll be chatting. I really do think it was like a real conversation. We'll never know because they keep those doors closed and don't let microphones in. Maybe if they win, they'll tell us on the DVD or something.
Maybe
if they still do those championship DVDs, I'm not even sure.
They should.
It'll probably be a YouTube video now.
Right.
Remember those commercials right after the championship, right?
Yeah.
Do you want your championship gear?
Yeah.
A fleece, a photo album, and a DVD.
Hat, special cover,
there
the whole
you go.
deal.
Now it's just follow our YouTube and check the behind the scenes.
Right.
Coming your way. But it's I wish I could sit here and tell you, like, we all know who it's going to be, but let's do the whole rigmarole. Let's run the whole dog and pony show. But it's not that. Rod Brindamore and his staff came to a decision. They know it. They haven't told us. And we're going to have to find out like everybody else. And let's bring up that clip from earlier, Max back at the studio, or it should still be Max back at the studio, on Rod Brindamore keeping the goalie decision a bit suspenseful because it's all that he has.
Yep. I think we'll keep it quiet. There's only suspenseful thing around here that I have to hold on to. So it seems to have taken a life of its own, so I kind of enjoy it. But yes, it was a maintenance day for him.
He knows. He's not telling, though. Who doesn't love a good secret? Who doesn't love a good mystery movie? A little whodunit.
That's true.
A little Glass Onion. Clue. Hopefully, it's Freddie or Bussy in the net with the glove, paddle, blocker, helmet, something. Just stopping the puck is really all I care about. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That's a little football at 4, mixed in with some hockey for you. We have the Cup check-in coming up, but before that, here's Dennis Cox.
Hey, folks, Dennis Cox here real quick for Loan Pronto. Folks, credit card interest rates, they're insane in a lot of cases right now. 29%, over 29% in some cases. But here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit cards, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved, and they saved over $1,500 a month. And here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone with zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at near 3-year lows, so act now. Go to loanpronto.com and see how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com. 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender. NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We'll be back with the Cup check-in as well as Copper Drop and some first goal scorers. Stick around.
It's Hockey Night in Carolina, Stanley Cup Final Edition. It's Game 4 with Vegas.
Daho out in front, and it trickles on the goal. They score! Taylor Hall!
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 7. Puck Drop at 8.
Slavin hammers it home, and it's a 4-3 game. Carolina, one away from coming all the way back. Oh, baby.
On your official audio home of Hurricanes hockey, 99.9 The Fan.
Here I
am. Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me something simple and true. All I need is sunshine and that cool, refreshing Mountain Dew. So give me my good friends, give me a dew.
Grab some ice-cold Mountain Dew today.
Mountain Dew.
Stop by Handy Hugo's for great deals on your favorite Mountain Dew products. Head to Handy Hugo's today.
Is your heating and air system ready for the warmer weather? Call Newcomb & Company to ensure your system is running at peak performance. As a Comfort Contract customer, you'll get priority service and a 15% discount on all HVAC and plumbing service calls and repairs. Newcomb & Company, your Carrier Factory Authorized dealer, has proudly served our community for more than 70 years, delivering reliable comfort and peace of mind. Call 919-862-3000 or visit newcombandcompany.com. Newcomb & Company, your comfort is our business.
Waking up, getting ready, sitting in traffic. Let's face it, getting to work in the morning is a lot of work. But when you get a great deal on your favorite McDonald's coffee, becoming a morning person is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Now get any size refreshingly cold iced coffee for $1, a delicious mocha for $2, and a frappe for $3. Available only during breakfast hours. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Hey, everybody. It's Paul Weihander from 99.9 The Fan for FanDuel. And yes, you're going to start hearing the words corner kick, nutmeg, and even offsides. No, we're not talking about hockey. It is the biggest stage in world soccer. It is days away, and as you know, every goal changes everything. Right now, FanDuel is giving you a reason to root for every single one. Introducing Every Goal Pays. That's right, every goal pays. Bet on a match and get bonus bets for every goal scored in that match. That's right, more goals means more bonus bets, and all you got to do is turn on your token. Visit FanDuel.com/Paul and get started now. FanDuel.com/Paul, that's Paul with a capital P. Let there be goals on FanDuel. 21 plus and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Must apply. Bonus token. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We do have a cup check-in coming your way, but first, soccer's biggest event begins this week in North America. We'll have updates during the entire run, including previews of upcoming USA matches. The first, which is this Friday, has USA going up against Paraguay. Our coverage of soccer's biggest event is presented by the North Carolina Courage and Wake Orthopedics, your winning team for orthopedic care. Again, a reminder, USA will begin in group play in Group D with Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey. There we go. Let's go USA. Now it is time for the Cup check-in, served up by Carolina Ale House. The Cup check-in for today is our very own Adam Gold from here on 99.9 The Fan, who's actually out in Vegas, checking in with David Pagnotta, editor-in-chief of the fourth period. So, editor-in-chief, I should say, of the fourth period. Here is Adam checking in with David Pagnotta.
2-1 Vegas. How does this series feel to you?
It was great seeing you the other day. This one, it's weird. This is a tricky one for me because you could make an argument that it could be 3-0 Vegas, and you could make an argument it could be 2-1 Carolina, as opposed to being 2-1 Vegas right now. With the way that these teams have played, especially the last couple of games, Carolina was great in the first period, and then Vegas just completely dominated the second. And then you've got that 39-second spurt in the third, where all of a sudden, it's all like, what just happened? And it's 2 games in a row now where Vegas, they say they took their foot off the gas, but Carolina, as you know, is such a resilient group, and they can burn you so quickly. They get off to great starts pretty much every game. For them to do that throughout the mid portion of the game, like for me, I'm trying to analyze and handicap which way things are going here in this series. But again, it could be the series could be reversed, or it could be 3-0 Vegas based on them allegedly claiming to take their foot off the gas. I think this is a combination of them letting up a little bit, but also Carolina being so good. They know that when they have opportunities, they can come at you quick. And we've obviously witnessed that.
Dave Pagnotta, fourth period, is joining us here in the Adam Gold Show. Sorry about that. Number of things about it I want to hit on very quickly. Seth Jarvis had the game on his stick all 3 games. Game 1, about 4 minutes left. Slap shot, one-timer, pass from Aho from below the goal line. Carter Hart makes the save. Vegas goes down the other end of the ice. Hurdle scores to make it 5-4. If Jarvis, if the shot is 3 inches higher, it's a goal. Carolina might win that game. I have no idea if they hold on or not, but they might win that game. Jarvis has the overtime winner in Game 2, which is, I believe, Carolina's best game of this series, Game 2. I thought Game 1 was a mess both ways. I thought Game 2 was Carolina's best game, which they did win in overtime, even though they were down 2-0 middle of the third period. And Game 3, I think Vegas did take their foot off the gas in that game in the middle of the third, because there was no reason not to, because Carolina didn't look like they were I'm not saying they weren't interested. I thought Vegas was basically controlling the first part of the third period in a 4-0 game already, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, 3 goals in 39 seconds, and we had a hockey game again. And I thought Vegas controlled the game after that until the end, and I thought Carolina's best was the last 4 minutes, and then in overtime. I thought Carolina was great in the first overtime. Probably should have won the game in the first overtime. So I can see arguments for any number. I can see arguments where Carolina could be up 3-0, but I do think Vegas was their best in Game 3.
And that's what makes this Stanley Cup Final so good and so exciting. Is nobody has dominated anybody else to the extent where it's clear cut.
Except Mitch Marner.
Mitch is on a different planet right now.
Wow.
Without you look at how both of these teams have performed, and again, I mentioned it, you just mentioned it here. Arguments on either side for where this is going, because just how strong these two teams are, and how kind of I thought this was going to be shot for shot defensively, not shot for shot offensively. Coming into this one, and there's the back and forth and the resiliency on both ends, the no quit attitude that seems to be the theme all playoffs across the board, has just carried into the Stanley Cup Final. And look, 4-0, and then all of a sudden, bam, we're talking about overtime and double overtime at that. This has been very, very exciting, and it again goes to show you how good both of these teams are, because in any circumstance, they can climb back into this.
That once again is our Cup check-in here on 99.9 The Fan. Adam Gold with David Pagnotta of the fourth period. And it's all served up by Carolina Ale House. Carolina Ale House is the official Canes road game HQ. Join them for every game during the playoffs. We are live outside the Lenovo Center, where there's going to be a watch party, and the entire arena is sold out, which is pretty exciting considering the game is in Vegas, and it's really just about being in the community rather than watching the game live. Mm-hmm. Being amongst fellow Canes fans, and the tailgating's getting started. Parking lots are filling up. Some cornholes getting played. There's a lot of good stuff going on. We're seeing people go into the Canes team store and walking out with the bags that have the Stanley Cup Final logo on it and everything.
You know, I said no to the bag.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the first shirt that I got last week on game 2. I was like, well, I don't have anywhere to put it because I didn't have my vehicle here because of the parking situation and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't want to carry that around with me with all my other stuff that I had. So I was like, no, on the bag. And then even today, I'm like, well, I'm about to put this shirt right on. So I just said no to the bag. Then I thought I was going to do with the bag.
I do think it's a bit of a status thing. You walk around with the bag and it's a Stanley Cup Final on it, and you're just letting everybody know. You got the new stuff.
I'm wearing it right now. That's all people need to know.
You are wearing it, so you're letting people know as well.
Darn right I am.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. As we keep our game day rolling, we move towards one of our favorite games. It's Cop or Drop.
You want true enlightenment? Well, I'm dropping.
All right, Tim. Cop or drop? Brandon Bussey plays tonight. Cop or drop?
All right.
I didn't say start. I said plays.
Oh, goodness. I hope if he doesn't start, he doesn't play. Look, can I make a preamble? Okay. Little opening statement here.
Okay.
I know that there's a contentious conversation going on across Canes fandom. Bussy this, Freddie that, Bussy this. You know, people have staked their claim. I would say a majority have staked their claim on the Bussy side, but there's some very stark Freddie defenders as well.
Yeah.
Let's make sure the number one thing's the number one thing. Whoever's in net's got to play better than Carter Hart.
That's true.
It's still Carolina versus Vegas
That's
first and foremost. So whoever they end up starting, right? Whoever ends up in net, give it the old. If you believe in superstitions, right? If you believe in karmic energy, if you believe in all that, give all the good vibes to whoever's in net, even if it's not the one you would go with. I believe.
So Cop or drop Bussey plays
tonight. It should be Brandon Bussey starting. I think Rod Brind'Amour's done a good job playing it close to the vest. So I'll call it a coin toss and say I'm going to lean the way that I would lean. So I'll cop Brandon Bussey's going to not just play but start Game 4 for the Carolina Hurricanes.
Okay.
If he does not start, I hope he does not play, because then I'm going to throw my full support behind Freddie, and I hope that he plays an exceptional game, and you can't take him out of the net as the Canes get the win. So I don't think they play 2 goalies. I think they play 1, and I'll go 51%. It's Brandon Bussey.
Okay. I mean, there also could be pulled because of injury, which is also possible as well.
I never like predicting that.
You don't. Okay. All right. So you're copping that Brandon Bussey plays tonight. Okay.
Correct.
All right. Speaking of Carter Hart on the other side, the Carolina Hurricanes have scored 4 goals in each of the first 3 games of the Stanley Cup Final. They lost 5-4, won 4-3, lost 5-4. Cop or drop? The Carolina Hurricanes score more than 4 goals tonight. Cop or drop?
More than 4.
Yeah.
Can I give you a stat? We're going to bring this up later, but it's a fun one.
Okay.
Carolina, excuse me. Let me get this right. Where'd it go? I had it right. Oh, here we go. The Hurricanes and Golden Knights have combined for 25 goals through 3 games.
That they have.
The most in a Stanley Cup Final through 3 games since 1981 Islanders North Stars.
Wow.
If 6 goals or more are scored tonight, that would move them into the top 5 all time through 4 games.
A lot of goals.
I don't know what jerk with a show on the radio told you all it was going to be low scoring and the defenses were going to limit shots and everything else. That person, definitely not me, was completely wrong.
I think I said it.
I think
I'm
a lot
not
of
gonna
us.
lie. I think I did say that.
I think a lot of us said it.
I think I did say that.
25 goals. Now, more than 4, it gets interesting, right? Because you could be north of 6, 4-3 win. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
More than 4 is a lot. So I will drop more than 4. I think they score 4 to win.
4 again.
4 again.
So they can't score 4. If they score 4 again, you got to win. If you score 4 again,
it could be 4-3 in overtime.
And I will accept that.
A slap shot from Gostisbehere over to Jarvis on the left side. A little one-timer for Jarvie. Maybe that's how it plays out.
All right, next one here. Actually, we'll kind of build off that. Cop or drop. Tonight's game goes to overtime.
I'm copping.
Okay.
It's pretty obvious to me that regardless what happens in the first 2 periods, the last 5 minutes of the third are going to be a 1-goal game in either direction or tied, and they're going to be trading goals. It's just, the best indicator of future results are past results, and that's what's happened. So, they could, unless there's a goal scored very late to take a 1-goal lead, it'll be equalized and it'll be close, and then overtime is definitely in the possibility. It just seems like these teams, you could go up 4-zippy. You're still going to end up in overtime.
Yeah.
And I don't see either team going up 4-zippy tonight. So yeah, I'll cop a little overtime action, little bonus hockey. And by the way, I think that benefits the Canes. I think they're better conditioned. I think they rotate their lines a bit more, assuming that Carrier and everything is healthy. I think it benefits the Canes. I think they've played better in the overtime periods. I know it stinks to say that and then go and they lost in the second overtime, but that's hockey in a lot of ways. I think they've played better in the overtime periods based on everything I just said.
Cop or drop. Jordan Stahl scores tonight. Cop or drop.
Copping, and I have a stat for that as well.
Oh, okay.
Let me go ahead and find it. I don't know why I'm making these so difficult for myself. Here we go. Jordan Stahl can become the first player with a 4-game goal streak to open a Stanley Cup final since 1982. Mike Bossy did it versus the Canucks.
All right.
It's a long time.
That's a long, long time.
When was Stahl born? 37 years ago. Not quite
after me.
Not quite 82, but long time.
Oh, yeah.
So the question is, will he? Well, first of all, we can give you some information here. Based on morning skates, it looks like Stahl is going to be skating with, let me bring it up here, Jarvis and Ehlers.
Based off practice yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not morning skate, sorry, practice yesterday. There was no morning skate today. I like that line to score goals.
I do.
And I like him being in that front presence. And deflections are worth the same as, slap shots. So, yeah, I'll get Stahl for a goal. He's got 3 of them. Just keep it on pace. Get another one here today.
Why not? All right, next one here. Cop or drop. You say the Canes are going to score 4 goals today. Cop or drop. A Carolina Hurricanes player has multi-goals today. Has a multi-goal game.
I'm dropping.
Dropping it? Okay.
I'm dropping a multi-goal for any individual. I like, ready? This is where I get to say Captain Obvious things. I liked the third period for the Canes in Game 3, where they stormed back and had the most exciting period perhaps ever. But it's part of their secret sauce is the variety of ways they can score. They get Martinook on a hustle wraparound. You get a beauty of a pass from Aho to Hall. You get the big brutes combining on the Slavin shot that's tipped in by Stahl, and then you have the mess that was in front of the net and in the net as Svechnikov scores. I think that's their way to getting a lead, building a lead, and hopefully getting the win is all hands on deck, getting everybody involved, getting a goal wherever they come. I don't see them as a team that has like their go-to scorer that's going to go, get 2 or 3 goals. I don't think they have that. I think they have a team that anybody can do it on any given day.
All right. Last one here I have for you. Cop or drop. A blue liner scores a goal tonight. Cop or drop.
I like this. I like that. I like because everything I just said about how like anybody can score. There weren't blue liners involved.
No.
I do think they're due. If you make me choose, I know you're not. So I'm copying your question.
Okay.
But just to add a little of my own personal flair. This is not a deep pull. I think it's Ghost. I think it's Ghost.
All right.
I think he's seeing the ice very, very well as of late, and I think he has a great feeling, and not just the overtime set, the overtime apple for Jarvis, but I think he's getting a very good feeling for when they are respecting him as a shooter and when they are treating him as if he is going to be a passer. And if they overplay the passing lanes, he has no problem trying to get a puck on net, and I think he gets one. I think he if I had to guess, blocker side high on Carter Hart.
I mean, he scored there game 1.
Yep, and he's in there for his offense.
Oh, yeah.
I would have also liked to go Nikishin there, but, that pairing. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That is a game of Copper Drop. Now let's get to one of our favorite games. It's first goal score predictions. All right, we'll go ahead and jump in. First of all, let's go through our 99.9 The Fan personality predictions. Then we can get to our YouTube comments from all of you, our Twitter comments from all of you as well. We'll start with Victoria, who produces the Adam Gold Show here on 99.9 The Fan. Victoria. She has gone with Stankoven in the first.
Oh, okay.
But she has reserved the right to message me right before the game and change it.
But she does.
Stankoven in the first, though, for now. Paul Ihander, program director and the host of Next Up with Paul Ihander, weekday mornings at 9. Taylor Hall in the first. The producer of Next Up with Paul Ihander, Max Gorin, who was on the show earlier today. And I believe Paul's producing the show now. Stankoven in the first for Max. So that line getting some love. Dennis, you're up next. And Adam's going to be on the show during the 6 o'clock hour. We'll get his prediction live. Dennis, who are you going with for first goal scorer?
Maybe I'm just trying to speak it into existence.
There's a lot of that going on.
Which is what a lot of people on our YouTube live chat are doing. Give me Sebastian Aho in the first.
He had
speaking it into existence.
2 assists last game, and Taylor Hall should owe him a nice bottle of wine for the goal that he scored, because he did a bulk of the work with that pass. Can we talk Aho for a second? I'm not picking him, although I did pick him for 3 months straight. So
there's a lot in our YouTube live chat putting Aho energy out there.
So one of the stats that I've been bringing up often about Aho is coming into this series, he was 3 points away from being just the 5th player in NHL history to have 8 consecutive postseasons with 10 or more points. He did that.
Yeah, he has 3 points in this series.
He has 3 points in the series. So he is at 10. He is the 8th player in NHL playoff history to have 10 or more postseason points in 8 consecutive seasons. And I did see on social media some investigators out there. I guess Forsberg had it in 8 consecutive postseasons, but they weren't in 8 consecutive years because of the strike.
Yeah.
So call it 6.
Lockout year, yeah.
Call it 6. Still, not many, right? More have walked on the moon. But he is the first. Aho is number 1, the only person to have 10 or more postseason points in his first 8 consecutive postseasons. Everybody else had started with their 3rd postseason, they went on a streak of 8, or their 2nd postseason went on a streak of 8. From his very first postseason, 8 straight years, he has had 10 or more points in every postseason. I know he hasn't at times lived up to everybody's high expectations this postseason. The dude's as steady Eddie, as consistently a postseason performer as there has ever been for somebody at his stage of his career. And that's a statistic to prove it. So if he scored tonight, if he scored multiple tonight, I know I just dropped it in Copper Drop, I would not be surprised. If he has a 2-assist, 1-goal game, I would go, well, the dude's the best postseason performer statistically in a whole bunch of raw volume categories for the Carolina Hurricanes franchise. We shouldn't be surprised if he has a good one, if he opens the scoring. With that being said, I'm going with Nikolai Ehlers in the first.
Okay.
It just feels like he's due. He's a really good goal scorer. The speed pops. He's on a line, at least in practice yesterday, with Stahl and Jarvis, which it seems like both Jarvis and Ehlers kind of, I don't know, when they get a little bit of difference, when they get a little bit of change, they go out there and just make it happen. So I'm looking for Ehlers in the first as my first goal scorer prediction.
Debbie from Apex, who's your first goal scorer predictor? This is, by the way, her mom is Linda in Roanoke. You going Stanky? First, second, third?
She's thinking. Putting a lot of work into it. I like it.
First period. All right.
There you go.
Yes.
Debbie goes Stanky in the first, along with Victoria. As always, I try to tell everybody what the vibe is on social media when we ask for first goal scorer predictions.
Yeah.
I can tell you this one's going to get a lot of support. Marner with the own goal 9 minits into the first period.
I respect this.
Just seems like, repay the favor a little bit.
I hope he roofs it past Carter Hart. It'd be wonderful.
Blocker side high on
Yes,
Carter
exactly.
Hart.
Just take that
5-hole. I don't really care. I'm not picky. What are you seeing in the YouTube live stream comments?
Seeing a lot of Sebastian Aho in the first period. We're seeing actually a lot of Logan Stankoven as well. We actually even have a couple people that say Logan Stankoven in the second period. Because it's been a couple games since the Carolina Hurricanes have scored in the first or the second period.
Very true.
But we've actually seen, I actually have a Jordan Stahl in the second period as well. But seen a lot of Stankoven, seen a lot of Sebastian Aho, seen a few Svetch, and also Stormy716 gives a bold prediction that Taylor Hall is going to have a 4-point night.
Ooh, I see you, Mitch Marner, and I call, says Taylor Hall in that prediction. The number one liked prediction on Twitter right now, and we have hundreds of likes. Eric Robinson, first period, net front goal.
Let's go.
That fourth line is becoming is a fan favorite. People love predicting Jankowski. They love predicting Eric Robinson. And again, I just say it shows the depth of the Carolina Hurricanes. There's not a lot of fourth lines out there that fans are actively even thinking it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Every time they score, it's kind of like, all right, good. Other teams in these moments, fourth line scores, it's like, oh my gosh, they scored. It's a little different. So shout out to Eric Robinson.
Like cult heroes.
Yeah, they really are.
They really are.
And I think they'll be around in that group for a while. Then there's actually, and this is not tooting my own horn, a lot of Ehlers predictions as well. Shout out to Big Vic.
Okay.
I believe short for Victor on Twitter. Hasn't made a prediction all year.
Oh.
But says it's time.
Oh.
Jarvis in the first from Aho.
Okay. Lindo and Roanoke would appreciate that.
There you go.
Debbie's mom was right by us.
Jarvie is a fan favorite for a lot, including Linda.
Yeah.
Jackson Blake, quick up after Vegas scores the first goal around 10 minutes in.
Okay.
The irony is we're getting really into, like, we're narrowing down how it can play out where people don't think it's bad juju. You can't score in the first 30 seconds because Montreal game 1 and Stanley Cup final game 1. You can't get a multi-goal lead in the first period because everything goes to haywire in this series when you get a multi-goal lead. Like, we're getting very specific. It needs to be like one goal to take a 1-0 lead or tie it up at 1-1 late in the first, or else everybody is going to be on high alert for the hockey gods to do crazy things.
Canes could score an empty netter with 10 seconds left to make it 4-2. I'm going to go multi-goal lead right now. Not safe.
Seriously.
Not safe.
And the vice versa is true. The Canes could be down 5 and we'd all be sitting around going like, they're going to score. Hold on. Here comes the 4 goals in 2 minutes. Here it comes. Where is it? Get us started, Stanky. Hopefully they don't need that.
No,
but
hopefully.
If they do, they've shown the propensity to keep it moving. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That's first goal score predictions. You can continue to send those first goal score predictions to our YouTube live stream comments, 99.9 The Fan. Subscribe while you're there. And also on Twitter, I have a tweet at Donnelly Sports out there requesting first goal score predictions. Those all work the same. They have timestamps, so we know if you did it before the game or not. Before we move on, Dennis, there's something you want to say?
Hey, folks, Dennis Cox here real quick for my good friends over at Law Tigers. Today, I think about the weather, obviously, anytime I think about getting on the motorcycle, because you have to be conscious of what the weather is going to be like anytime you get on the road on a bike. And even a day like today, it's not super hot. The humidity is a little bit low, but you get these gusts of wind and breeziness at times. And believe it or not, as a motorcycle rider, the wind is actually a major impact on you as a rider. If you're riding directly into the wind, there's that physical strain against your body, and it can actually wear you down. It can tire you out a little bit. But also, if you get a crosswind, it can impact the balance that you have on your motorcycle as well. So make sure that you are, physically ready to have any sort of wind impact your motorcycle that might try and blow you to the side. You also have to just, again, keep in mind that any time here in the state of North Carolina, if you've lived here in the state of North Carolina any longer than about 2 months, you know that a thunderstorm can pop up at any moment in the afternoon. So always be cognizant of the weather and always have an escape for yourself in case things turn bad. But sometimes you can do everything right and accidents can still happen out there on the road. And this is where Law Tigers steps in to help you. If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, give Law Tigers a call at 1-800-LAW-TIGERS even before you contact the insurance company. Insurance companies, let's be honest, they want to give you the least amount possible. Whereas Law Tigers, they are there to fight for you. They are part of the motorcycle riding community. Law Tigers was built by riders for riders. So if you want people to help you, get the people in your community that understand, A, what your bike is worth, B, what it's like to go through after an accident, and C, they understand what your gear and everything and value is to you as well. Your case evaluation is always free, and you don't pay a dime until your case settles. 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, will revisit the biggest story from before Game 3. What's changed? Next.
One goal.
Let's go, Canes!
Ball coming in. Backhand, Dovership. Blake to the rebound. He scores! Oh, the Hurricanes are just pouring it on.
Hoist Lord Stanley's Cup.
Let's go, Canes!
Aho now to Jarvis. Jarvis, you'll get the Giants scores!
Your official home for the Eastern Conference champion Carolina Hurricanes. 99.9 The Fan.
When you own your own business, you own every decision. Catch the red eye or take the 6 a.m.
Make a new hire or promote internally.
Celebrate a win with a toast at the gate or unwind at the lounge. Big props to this team. Some decisions are a win-win, like earning 8 times points on Chase Travel. Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business, the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
When it comes to your roof, it's all about quality above with peace of mind below. Hi, this is Holly with RoofWorks. We're proud to be in our 20th year helping families and businesses keep the roof over their heads as economically as possible. We work on every type of roof, gutters, and skylights with quality repairs, maintenance, and replacements for your home, your business, and multifamily. We offer warranties with every new roof and financing options for homeowners, and we're now serving Southern Pines as well. Visit us to learn more at roofwerks.com.
It's Men's Health Month. WakeMed Primary Care wants to remind you to schedule your annual checkup. It's important to know your health numbers related to cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugar, weight, and BMI before it leads to chronic diseases. Focus on your health and preventing disease by building healthy habits and getting that yearly checkup and those screenings that you've been putting off. To schedule your appointment, visit wakemed.org. Once again, that's wakemed.org. The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived, and you can trade on the entire tournament on Kalshi. On Kalshi, you can trade every match from the opening stage all the way to the final. Right now, the United States is trading at about 1.5% to win the whole darn thing, which means opportunity. A $10 trade will pay out about $6,000 if they go on to win the world's soccer's biggest prize. On Kalshi, you're not just waiting for that last payout if it happens. You're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house, and as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code TIMD, that's TIMD, no spaces, to get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI, Kalshi, trade on the beautiful game. 18 plus, restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and availability markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulators.
Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
This hour of The Drive brought to you by All-Star Dog Training. You've seen their dogs featured in college and professional sports. They can train your dog too. Visit allstartraining.com and schedule your free evaluation today.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We are live outside the Lenovo Center, which I know it's not the game location, but there's definite similar vibes as we move towards game time of rising energy and fans getting into it and getting ready for Game 4, even though it's going to be played in Vegas. There's a sold-out watch party here inside the Lenovo Center, so we're outside amongst the Canes fans that are also getting ready for what will be an intense Game 4. It's high stakes, and it should be, right? You're down 2-1 in the Stanley Cup final. I get why you'd want to be sharing in the emotion.
Yeah.
At least I wouldn't want to be alone screaming at the television by myself. So meet some friends, come on out if you have tickets, and enjoying the camaraderie. And if you don't, there's plenty of watch parties. Obviously, Carolina Ale House, great spot to watch, sponsoring our Cup check-in. There's places to watch amongst Canes fans all over the area. Now, when you're discussing maybe pregame with those fans, there appears to be like a storyline between each game of the Stanley Cup final, like a very notable for Canes fans. Hey, here's what we're going to discuss. Obviously, and we've been doing it all day, between games 3 and 4, it's who's going to be in goal. Is it Freddie? Is it Bussy? But I want to go back a little bit to before game 3, okay? And even before game 2.
Mm-hmm.
It was the top line. It was Aho, it was Jarvis, it was Svetch, it was why aren't they doing enough? It was, we can beat Philly, we can handle Montreal, but to beat Vegas, you're going to need the top line to show up and show out, and that's been part of the conversation. So with that, 48 hours of intense debate on that going into the game, let me ask you.
Okay.
Svetch scored a goal.
Yeah,
obviously Jarvis had the game winner in game 3.
That he did.
Aho's been racking up the assists, 2 of them, including an absolute beauty to Taylor Hall. Is that enough from the top line, or are we still within our realistic rights to demand more? And by the way, I'm calling them the top line. They're not even the top line.
They're not even a line.
Based on practice skating yesterday. So I guess we'll call it the big 3 or the top guys. Is that enough from those 3 individuals or are we within our right to demand and expect more from them if the Canes are going to have a chance to win this gotta have it game 4?
I think it's okay to expect high volume of production from those 3 guys. They're paid as such.
Mm-hmm.
They're drafted as such. They are put in a position to be that. The thing is, at least through the first 3 games of this series, like you've mentioned, we've had the Jarvis OT winner. We've had the Svetch game-tying goal late in game number 3. The scoring for the team isn't the problem. You've scored 4 goals in each of the first 3 games. The scoring ain't the issue. It's interesting how I'm looking at it and said, you know what? I need these guys to be stronger defensively. It's weird because that was the whole thing. Like, oh, you can be great defensively, but what good is it if you're not scoring? Now they're scoring 4 goals a game, and they're down 2-1 in the series, scoring 4 goals a game. And they've had their fingerprints in different aspects of the scoring. Now the scoring has been throughout the lineup. We've seen Ehlers have a pair, Jordan Stahl's lighting it up, Goss a spare, the fourth line's contributed, Stankoven, Hall. Like, we've seen the spreading of scoring throughout the lineup, which has been the case all season long. But now the thing I need them to do is be not just great in terms of the volume of what they're scoring, but we need them to be back to who they are in terms of what they could be from a defensive presence, and especially Andrei Svechnikov from a physical presence as well. We need the complete game from these guys, which is the thing that it's funny how it gets lost in all of the scoring.
I mean, if a fan, and I include myself in this, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you get to choose, like, it's more fun to watch your top guys scoring goals than it is to watch them just, playing super sound defensive hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've said this all along, especially with those 3, and I would say even more so with Jarvis and Aho being guys that get Selke votes most years.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely fair to expect both.
Yes.
It's completely fair to expect both. It's worth mentioning Sebastian Aho had 2 points. He had the 2 assists, but did finish the game 0 ± Svetch scores the goal, finishes -2 ±.
Yeah.
Jarvis ended up being a +1. So there's difference there, but it is like you have to win the matchups, or at least be even, kind of as a floor when your best guys, your top guys, are on the ice. Even if the Canes are going to win with depth, which I think is their superpower, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think their top to bottom line strength and top to bottom defensive pair strength is part of their identity and part of the reason why they're winning games. You can't be giving up when, you can't be losing the battle when your top guys are on the ice, even if you expect to win some points back with your fourth line or your depth guys. I do want to also point this out, since you brought up the defense. when you start shuffling lines, I do think that is a very obvious way to potentially spark some offense.
Yeah.
Because, right, the guy cuts at a different point or sees the ice a little differently, makes a different pass than somebody might have. Or as you say, might be a more straightforward north-south player to get a group that's maybe moving a little too east-west just to shake out of it. There's also the concern for, not being on the same page defensively.
Yes.
Because it's not somebody who you are skating with for the last bunch of months. So they're going to have to be on their P's and Q's if they do go with a little bit of shakeup, which appears like they will based on how they were skating at practice yesterday. They're going to have to really be on their communication, really be there on their assignments when Vegas has the puck, because you might get a spark offensively. You don't want to give a spark up to Vegas, because we've seen both of these teams, once one goes through the net, it becomes a soccer goal for them. Both teams can score a bundle in a hurry, and you don't want to give that door opening to Vegas at all.
Yeah, once that seal breaks for either team, it's floodgates, it feels like.
It absolutely does. So top line or top guys, I got to stop saying top line since they shuffle them up. Those three, we're going to always and continue to have ridiculously high expectations for. Mm-hmm. What about the guys that are playing well? Jordan Stahl, do we just expect a goal like every game now? The Stankoven line, even when they get shaken up and Aho's skating with Hall gets the goal. Like I don't like. Is it fair to just assume that these heaters are never going to end, or is somebody maybe unexpected going to have to cover some for those guys if and when they cool off?
I think it's interesting to see how the line changing and all that kind of stuff, the shuffling in terms of what matchups you're going to get now. Like for Logan Stankoven in that line, like, okay, what's the matchup you're going to get now that Jarvis is with Stahl and Ehlers? How does John Tortorella now try and match his lines up against that group as opposed to Jarvis with Aho and Svechnikov? It's just so the lines are a little bit different. So I'm curious to see how John Tortorella react. John Tortorella might be like, hey, look, I'm still going to try and make sure that I have Jack Eichel away from Jordan Stahl. I want to try and get Jack Eichel up against Sebastian Aho every single time. So that might be the case. I mean, it still might be Sebastian Aho going up against William Karlsson or whatever it might be. I'm not entirely sure. So we'll see what John Tortorella does in reaction to all this. He might just keep it exactly the same. But I think one guy that's due for that breakout, though, is Jackson Blake. He has one assist this postseason. I'm sorry, this postseason, but this series.
He's
one
got
assist.
way more than that.
He's got way more than that. I misspoke, people. You all can quit at me. He has 5 goals, 11 assists, so he's a point per game, but he only has 1 assist this series. I think he's the guy. We've seen Stankoven score. We've seen Taylor Hall score. It's Jackson Blake's turn on that line to get one tonight.
And we know what his role is.
Yeah,
like he's a guy that can stick handle. He can skate. And he should be hunting for goals.
Yeah.
That's, we talk about being a star in your role. Can we all be so lucky as Jackson Blake to have people look at him and go, your role? Score goals, right? Do the fun part. Do the part that you imagined in your youth hockey rinks your entire life. Go do that in the Stanley Cup final.
It's amazing how his points per game production has skyrocketed in the postseason this year.
I mean, that line has just been so darn good, and hopefully they will continue to be. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We will take a break. But first, Tim Donnelly here for Miller Lending. Miller Lending offers a no-cost loan. Essentially what that means is no closing costs, no hidden fees, no hidden surcharges. They didn't rename it. They don't package it somewhere else. Saves you that big check out of your pocket at closing. But also, their rate is what they say their rate is. Okay, let me explain. Good example is airlines, right? You see a ticket price, you go, I want to book that. They say, do you want to carry on? You go, yes. They go, $75. Never mind, I'll check. $100. You're like, wait a second. That's not. Do you want water on the plane? That'll be another $12. Do you want to not sit next to the bathrooms? That'll be another $45. Do you not want to have a 2-day layover in Colorado for a 3-day trip? That'll be another $100. By the end, the ticket price you tried to book is not the price. Same things happens in mortgages, meaning that's the rate. Here's my monthly payment. Okay, cool. Oh, wait, you need this fee. All right, you need this closing cost. Oh, wait, you need this. And you're like, wait a second. That wasn't true at all. With Miller Lending, it is true. The number is the number, right? Once you know how much you're going to pay, That's what it is. If you want to learn more, give them a call. Locally owned, so you'll be talking to somebody right here in the Triangle. The phone number, 919-447-3377. That's 919-447-3377. Or you can visit them online at millerlending.com. Once again, that's millerlending.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender and NMLS number 250-2146. We'll take a break. When we come back, it's starting 5 time. We look at the statistics, the numbers that could help decide Game 4. Stick around.
Move your sports day forward.
The math equation is different as the Canes head to Las Vegas. Take at least one of 2. That's the new task in a series where low-scoring expectations imploded. There's a couple of Squires ready to conquer the Golden Knights with the return of Stanky and Janky Part 2. It's a good thing they arrived as reinforcement. Otherwise, the series math wouldn't have added up.
Get set up. Join Next Up with Paul Ihander. Mornings at 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Hello, I'm John Heister for the Heister Automotive Group. And you know, we're constantly looking for ways to serve you better. One of the ways we do that is with something we call a Go-See. And that's where you select a vehicle from our inventory, and we have thousands, and we get one of our product specialists to bring that vehicle to you at your convenience. How do we do that? Well, it's simple. We have a group of employees that are evaluated based on the number of presentations they do. They're glad to do it. So it's just one more way we get off our keister and bring Heister to you.
A bull riding contest! I'm signing up.
You've never ridden a bull.
No, but I won playing a new Bucks Loaded Edition scratch-off, and I'm on a roll.
But they're loaded with $50, $100, and $200 prizes.
Oh, I'm riding the Widowmaker!
Go for the win with new Bucks Loaded Edition scratch-offs and digital instants from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds to win range from 1 in 3.72 to 4.75. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar. The better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. So good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Stop by Handy Hugo's for great deals on your favorite Pepsi products. Head to Handy Hugo's today.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Workers' comp can be tricky, but my law firm will be on top of all the complicated paperwork and sneaky deadlines so that all of your I's are dotted and T's are crossed. If you've been hurt on the job, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Eagle Leasing Storage Studio. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Canes light the lamp here.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Kat Campbell. Mostly cloudy skies continue this evening into tonight. Lows dip into the upper 60s. Wednesday, it's mostly cloudy with a chance of an isolated storm. A hot and breezy day with highs in the low to mid 90s, then mid to upper 90s Thursday.
Check your money on Wall Street. The Dow finished up 86 points today to 50,872. The Nasdaq off 250 to 25,678. And the S&P 500 down 19 to 73.86. This hour of the drive brought to you by Law Tigers. Injured in a motorcycle accident? Call Law Tigers before you call your insurance company. Case evaluations are always free and you don't pay a dime until your case settles. Law Tigers, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers.
It's 5 o'clock. Time to serve up the biggest sports stories of the day. Here comes your starting five.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. It is 5 o'clock. It's a Tuesday. It feels like a Friday, if I'm being real. It feels like we're heading towards a weekend.
I know, it really does.
Because we're heading towards a party. There's Carolina Hurricanes Game 4 Stanley Cup final action 3 hours from now. It'll be played in Vegas, but there's a watch party here at the Lenovo Center, which is why we're outside the arena, the home arena of the Canes for today's show. Sold out. It's going to be a full house as everybody joins the community to root on the Canes from across the country. We are expecting, and when I say we are expecting, he will be answering questions. Rod Brindamore will be talking to the media in about 12 minutes. If there's anything of note shared there, we will be here to pass it along to you. But other than that, it's just full steam ahead towards game day, towards game time, I should say. It's an exciting one. We've described it as a gotta have it, a must win. It's a big game for Carolina, down 2-1 in the series. And with that, we move towards the starting five. And as we have kind of settled into here on these game days during the Stanley Cup final, I have 5 stats that we get to decide if they mean something or not.
Okay.
And as always, we start with number 5. All right, 5. Here we roll. Teams that have fallen behind. We talked about this earlier with Max. Teams that have fallen behind 3-1 in the Stanley Cup final, which is obviously what's on the line for the Canes if they lose. Teams that have fallen behind 3-1 in the Stanley Cup final have gone 1-38 in the series in NHL history. The only team to come back and win it was the 1942 Toronto Maple Leafs against the Detroit Red Wings.
Oh, okay. So back when I think there were still 6 teams at the time. Maybe it was like 10.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a long time ago. It's 1942. We're in 2026. I don't have to do the math. I'll just say it's a long time ago. So the question is, obviously it's an important game, but when you hear 1-38, what does that do to, I don't know, the stakes for game 4 tonight for the Canes?
I mean, it's a must win. I was going to say, if you were told me it was, as opposed to 1-38, it was 10-28, I'd still say it's a must win game. Because as we talked about earlier today, is that none of that stuff that's happened in the past impacts what's happening right now, but it goes to show you how difficult it is. I understand that you're coming back home for game 5. You get 2 of the next 3 games at home, and all, but you got to beat the Vegas Golden Knights 3 times, who, by the way, have only lost back-to-back games 1 time since John Tortorella took over. Once since he took over. That was games 2 and 3 against Utah in the first round. That's it. That's the only time they lost back-to-back games since John Tortorella took over. This is not the team. I understand that they're scoring 4 goals a game, but this is not a team you want to try and be like, hey, guys, we're fine. We're down 3-1 in the series, facing elimination. We got to go back to Vegas. You got to win at least 1 in Vegas, so go ahead and do it now. Go ahead and do it now.
Here's the way I look at it. The Canes still at this point have a pretty good, like, I know they're down 2-1, but I still think they control whether they win the series or not.
For sure. Absolutely.
Especially when you look at the first 2 games and go, okay, you're down 2-1. Did you play your best hockey?
Yeah.
Can you control what you do? If you go play your best hockey, would you be down 2-1? I don't think they would be. Can you erase the second period of game 3? If you take that out, are you up 2-1? Like look at it like that. Once you go down 3-1, I do think you need Vegas to help you out, right? They have to play maybe not their best, or they have to deal with an injury or somebody going through a cold streak, whatever, if you're going to complete the comeback. If you want to continue to have a firm grasp on the control of your destiny in this series, you win tonight. And then it's 2-2, you're coming back home, and just as has happened every single game this series, there would be a new favorite for the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Before the series, Canes were the favorite. Obviously, they lost game 1. Vegas became the favorite, betting favorite I'm talking about, sports books. After game 2, when the Canes won in overtime, they became the favorite again. Game 3, Canes lose in overtime. Vegas is the favorite. I firmly believe if they win this one, 2-2 coming home, they would be the betting favorite once again.
That they would be.
That's number 5. Let's get to number 4.
1, 2, 3, 4 all together.
My favorite Aho stat of the postseason is our number for number 4. Sebastian Aho is officially the 5th player, 6th really, with Forsberg in the strike year, the lockout year. But Aho is the 6th player in NHL playoff history with 8 straight years of 10 or more postseason points. If you limit that to players in their first 8 postseasons, he's the only one to ever do it. The only player who, with his first postseason appearance, had 10 or more postseason points and then had at least that many in 8 consecutive from that point forward. It's pretty incredible. It's pretty unbelievable consistency. It's pretty unbelievable from when he was a very young player. Because of that, do you see any kind of maybe the pass to Hall or maybe the assists in the last couple of games here? Is Aho hitting stride? Are we due, or have we seen maybe the rumblings? Like, you know, when like smoke starts coming out of a volcano, and they're like, I don't know, but I would get to high ground. Like, is the smoke coming out of the Aho volcano kind of leaking out, and then we should expect molten hot lava in game 4 and beyond?
I think we should.
Okay.
I think we should expect that, because you look at the last 4 games for Sebastian Aho. I'm sorry, last 5 games. He has 5 points. He has a goal, 4 assists in the last 5 games. He has points in 4 of the last 5 games. So literally half of his points came in a game 4 on the road in Montreal, which he opened the scoring, which actually proved to be the game-winning goal. He had an assist in game 5 to clinch the series in the Eastern Conference Final. And then in the last 2 games here, the Cup Final, games 2 and 3, he has 3 assists. So he literally has half of his point production this postseason in the last 5 games. If there's a better time for him to start like peaking in a streak, now's the time. Now's the time.
And, you know, it's a lot of times when it comes to players who are given the clutch or not clutch label, or the, big game, can't win the big game label, whatever it is, the difference is, did their teammates keep giving them enough chances? Right? I made this argument about Bo Nix, because Bo Nix had, I forget, the quarterback for the Denver Broncos. I forget what the number was, but like a certain amount of big-time throws in go-ahead drives this year. And I was like, well, first of all, the Denver Broncos defense kept giving him chances. Right? He'd get the ball down 3, and he'd have opportunities for big throws, and he'd go 3 and out. And they would get the stop, get him the ball right back, and he'd have the ball down 3 with opportunities for big throws, and he'd go 3 and out. They get the ball back, he'd be down 3, he'd have opportunities for big throws, he'd make a big throw, and everyone would go, look how clutch he is. I was like, they were just going to keep giving him chances. It's like playing a video game where you just keep hitting restart every time you're about to lose. The Canes have given Aho a lot of chances to be clutch, right? These games are close, right? They're in overtime. I think if you keep doing it, eventually he's going to make the move. Eventually he's going to have the moment. Jarvis had his. Svech had his, getting the 4th goal. I think if you keep giving him chances, Aho is going to have a big-time goal. It's going to look awesome. He's going to do the little half fist bump with one leg in the air with like chest down towards the ice. He's going to do the whole Sebastian Aho thing. But you just got to keep giving him chances. And have faith that your guy, and he is their guy, will find a way to come through in the big moment.
Now's the time to do it.
Not many more left.
Nope.
I mean, win or lose, the latest you're going to be playing is June 17th. It's June 9th. That's when a Game 7 would be played. That's number 4. Let's get to number 3. I was looking for a way to, statistically, right, because this is all about numbers. None of what I'm bringing up here until we start getting into the discussion is opinion. This is all numbers and fact. I was trying to find numbers that would back up my assertion that the Canes' stamina, their conditioning as games go on, as the series goes on, can be an advantage, right? If they do have to go to overtime, if it is another 3rd period nail biter, if it does go to 6 or 7 games. Here's what I came up with. This according to NHL Edge, the statistical arm. 4 players in game 3 set their highest max skating speed of the 2026 postseason. So think about that. The Canes, 16 games in, right? Vegas, more than that.
Yeah.
4 players set their highest max skating speed. Let me show you who.
Okay.
For Vegas, it was Howden.
Fred Howden, okay.
Which, I mean, the guy's scoring 1 million goals. He's having an out-of-body experience.
Yeah, he is.
The other 3 are Andrei Svechnikov, Jackson Blake, and Logan Stankoven.
Okay, only getting faster.
Svech, 22.2 miles per hour. Jackson Blake, 22.1 miles per hour. Logan Stankoven, 21.5 miles per hour. Actually, 21.6. We'll round up. It's 21.55.
Yeah, we'll give it to him. That's moving, people.
They're moving, but also those are 3 young guys. Svech is younger than you think. Yeah, I know he's been around for a long time.
He's 25.
Sometimes he feels 34 with how long we've known him and what he's gone through. These are mid-20s or younger players who the Canes are going to depend on for big goals, big moments, and they had their fastest max speeds of the postseason. They've scored big goals.
Yeah, they have.
They've been out there for big shifts. Jackson Blake and Logan Stankoven have scored a ton of goals. They've been on a ton of assists. They've had a bunch of rush opportunities. The fastest they had gone, according to NHL Edge, was in the 16th game of the postseason. If I'm Vegas, that's like, you've got to be kidding me, right? We're all gassed out here, right? We're all exhausted. This game's going to go until midnight. We're on the way to 2 overtimes, and you're out there giving us the fastest look you've given us all postseason. That's what I'm talking about when I say, if you keep trotting the 4th line out there for their shifts, if you keep rotating through, if you keep doing all of that and keeping your legs as fresh as possible, when there's that loose puck, you're going to have a little extra juice to go get it. Maybe and hopefully Vegas, who had some guys playing some real big minutes in game 3, are like, oh, all right. Your guys will be like, zoom, zoom. That's kind of what you're looking for. And by the way, I do jokingly say this when I'm watching the games with my wife. Jordan Martinook looks like every shot he takes is the last drop of energy he has.
Yeah.
It's always like just the Jake Taylor from Major League running down to first base.
Yes, right.
The helmet flapping off. He
was safe.
He was. And by the way, Martinook scored. Every shot that Martinook takes looks like that way. I don't think he is that way. It just looks that way. But the young guys look like they have more in the tank. So, I think that the conditioning, the depth, I think all of that can be an advantage for the Canes as game 4 gets started tonight.
Young legs.
And fast. 22.2 for Svech. Fine. That is number 3. Let's get to number 2.
Just the 2 of us.
Does this stat matter, Dennis?
Okay.
Carolina will enter game 4 still as the best road team in these playoffs based on win percentage at .857. So 85.7% of the time they've won on the road this year and have not lost consecutive games since January 12th and 13th at the beginning of this year. It's so much of getting to the Stanley Cup final. You go like, all right, this is a different species of game, right? Throw out everything you knew before, throw out the regular season results. But does it matter that they are still, even with the loss in game 3, the best team on the road in this postseason and go all the way back to basically New Year's Eve to find their last back-to-back losses?
Those stats absolutely matter. And here's the reason why. First of all, that was their first road loss of the postseason was game 3. It was their first road loss of the postseason. Obviously, they swept the first 2 series. They won both games up in Montreal. That was their first road loss this entire postseason. And the fact that I think is a couple of things. One, they're a good team. But second of all, they don't have to adapt their style of play when they're on the road. They don't have to worry about as much as we talk about wanting to get the right matchups out there, whether that's you want to have match forward lines or you want to have the right defensive pairs out there depending on what forward line is out there for the opposing team. They have such depth across their team that they can trust their team to be able to have any line out there and still play well. So that's the first aspect of it. Second of all, not losing consecutive games since middle part of January goes to show you, A, how this team hates to lose. Taylor Hall even mentioned it when he got traded here last year because they lost a game, and he's like, oh, like these guys are actually legitimately pissed that they lost a game in like January. So there's that, but also their ability to adapt and adjust and bounce back from losses. Those stats absolutely matter.
I have a quote here from Rod Brindamore during his media availability, which is going on as we speak.
Go on.
Adam Gold with the quote, passing it along. When asked about the lineup and the goal situation, who will be in goal, he said, I'm not going to discuss it today. You'll see when we get out there.
Yep.
He then, when asked about the starting goalie, responded, we'll see.
I love it.
He's playing. He's playing the game. He's playing the media game.
I love it, Rod. I respect it.
I mean, I didn't expect anything else.
No.
It's hilarious to me. They know internally. The team knows. The coaches know.
Players know.
They know that we don't know.
That's true.
So why are they going to tell us since they know we don't know? Why let Vegas know since they know Vegas doesn't know?
It's true.
It's hilarious. Freddie or Bussy, I said this earlier, I'll say it again. No matter who you think it should be, no matter who it is, whoever's in net for the Carolina Hurricanes has to outplay Carter Hart. And the players in front of whoever's in net for the Carolina Hurricanes, meaning the Canes defenders and the Canes forwards, they have to play better than they did in Game 3. There's a lot of, regardless of whether it's Freddie or Bussy, things that need to happen. Obviously, whoever it is out of Freddie and Bussy need to play well, but there's a lot around them that needs to go well in addition to the guys in net, or the guy in net, I should say. But Rod Brindamore is not going to give us an ounce of information before he absolutely needs to. That much is obvious.
And by the way, it's not like Carter Hart is tearing it up right now. His save percentage in these 3 games, it's .864. It's .864. Like, that stinks. Like, it really does.
That's number 2.
Okay.
Let's get to number 1.
All right.
The Hurricanes and Golden Knights have combined for 25 goals through 3 games.
It's insane.
The most in a Stanley Cup final since the 1981 series between the Islanders and the North Stars. If 6 goals or more are scored tonight combined, this series would catapult into the top 5 through 4 games. Not since 82 or since whenever. Since ever, if they score 6 or more goals combined tonight.
We're trending in that direction.
My question for you is it to the point where you just expect to be in a shootout? Is it just you tell your goal scorers, hey, man, we start counting at 4? Like that's where we need to get to, and then we figure out what kind of game it is.
I think it's one of those things that, hey, you're confident in the fact that, hey, guys, look, we can score. We can beat this guy. We know we can. We put up 4 goals in every single game of this season, of this series. We know we can do it. The question is, now I'm telling everyone, my team, if I'm in that locker room, it's like, hey, guys, if we just batten down the hatches defensively and limit their chances, we know we can score on them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what we got to do. We got to lock it down defensively. We got to be cleaner with our breakouts. We got to make sure that we're not giving up loose pucks and we're getting beat one-on-one. We got to make sure that we batten the hatches defensively in all 3 zones. And guess what? We're gonna score, guys. We're gonna score.
That was number 1 stat, 1B. The Canes have 0 goals scored in the first 2 periods over the last 2 games.
Yeah.
So it is one of the highest scoring Stanley Cup finals in history. And it is also one where the Canes have struggled to score in the first 2 periods over the last 2.
That's why you play 60.
I was going to say the $1 trillion billion question. That's a big number. Is how do you jumpstart that earlier?
Yeah.
How can you build in that desperation earlier? And as I told the caller yesterday during Monday Sound Off, it was Monday Sound Off. Get my days confused. If I had the answer to that question, I wouldn't be hosting radio. None of us would be doing what we're doing. We'd be the highest paid coach in NHL history if we could go in there and say, like, how do you get a team to play their best at the start of every game? I would be very highly paid, is all I'm saying. Yeah. And then teams, I'd sell a book for $1 billion,
right?
And the owners would pool together to go get it. It's not that easy, but it does give the Canes confidence if they do start slow or if the scoring does go dry for a little bit. they know they don't need, 25 minutes to score 3 goals.
No, you don't.
They need 39 seconds to score 3 goals, and a minute to score 2 in the game before, whatever it was. There's a lot of very, very quick experience in scoring goals for the Canes. So I think that matters as you look towards a shootout. If Vegas gets up 2 goals, stay the course.
Yeah.
Right. You have that in your bag of tricks. You have that comeback in your availability. I wouldn't tempt it. Right? I'm not saying like get behind 2 for sport, but if it happens, you have the ability to go ahead and pull off a comeback if you need to. And then they will stay locked and loaded. But goodness, 25 goals through 3 games. I said this earlier. I could not have been more wrong with the way this game was going to play. I can remember vividly. We were sitting outside right here at the Lenovo Center. We were just 100 yards to our left, and we were discussing the protecting the home strategy that Vegas was using, right? Their center release style. We were talking about how the Canes and their defense is bottled up these rushes from Montreal, and how every goal was going to be precious and you had to work. And then guess what happened? It's the highest scoring total NHL Stanley Cup final series since 1982. So maybe the lesson isn't be prepared for a shootout. Maybe the lesson is be prepared for everything, right? Regardless of how you think this game is going to go, it could go the exact opposite, and you're going to have to be ready for it. This one might be 1-0.
Yeah.
This one might be 1-0, and then the one comes in the second overtime. Like, it could be the exact opposite of what we're expecting. Canes have to be ready to play, which brings us back to one of our conversations we had all year. Maybe the difference between this year's Canes team and many others is this team can win however you want to.
Yeah.
Right? Years past, if you played Canes-style games, you were going to win, and they did so at a high rate. But maybe if they got dragged into a tempo or a game style that wasn't stereotypically Canes, they could struggle. This is the most goals scored by a Carolina Hurricanes team in franchise history. This is a team that might be comfortable enough to win a shootout if they need to, and comfortable enough to win a pitcher's duel if they need to on that side as well.
And I talked to Rob before game 1, the day before game 1 of the opening series against Ottawa. And I actually talked to him one-on-one, and I asked him about the ability for the team to adapt and even score on the rush and such. And he said that, this year that they are comfortable being able to play in different types of games, different style of games. Low scoring game. We saw them score, win 3-2 in overtime. How many times this postseason? Against Ottawa, they were scoring like 2 goals, 3 goals, if that, and they were still winning games. Even against Philly, there was like 2-3 goals and they were winning.
That long ago, there were worries about the goal scoring because they had only scored 3 goals in regulation without empty netters like once or twice out of the first, 10 or 12 postseason games. It was something like that. Obviously, the lid has come off in bunches for the Canes in the NHL.
5 straight games, they've scored 4 more goals. 5 straight games, they scored 4 more goals. The goal scoring is not an issue for me right now. It's just stopping it. It's just stopping it. And that includes everyone, not just goaltending, it's everyone.
And not just blue line and goaltending.
It's everyone.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we move on, Tim Donnelly here for Bailey's Fine Jewelry. Talking about something for everyone. Talking about everybody has different tastes, different styles. Well, Bailey's Fine Jewelry, Tim Donnelly here for Bailey's Fine Jewelry, can bring you everything you need when it comes to styles on your wrist. Luxury timepieces, durable everyday wear timepieces, sport watches, dress watches, pre-owned vintage Rolex, Omegas, Blancpains, everything. And also, I want to share a special event that Bailey's Fine Jewelry has coming up this week, this Wednesday, so a couple days from now. Fox and Bailey Watch Shop, which is located inside Bailey's Fine Jewelry at their Village District location in Raleigh, is celebrating the most exciting hockey time of the year with Carolina hockey fans joining them for a Norcane Swiss watch event. Norcanes are the exclusive NHL watch, meaning the official watch, luxury sport watch of the NHL and NHL Players Association, and they are launching a new NHL watch at this event. Guests can enjoy complimentary ice cream, featuring a bunch of flavors that Carolina hockey fans will know. Specialty Carolina hockey cocktails, plus attendees will have a chance to win hockey swag throughout the event. It's all happening Wednesday, 2 days from now, 5 to 7 p.m. at Bailey's Village District location. Let them know you heard about it from me, Tim, right here on 99.9 The Fan. When we come back, is it Bussy or is it Freddie? Rod Brindamore is not telling us, so we'll discuss who it should be next. Stick around.
It's Hockey Night in Carolina, Stanley Cup Final Edition. It's Game 4 with Vegas.
Daho out in front, and it trickles on the goal. They score! Taylor Hall!
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 7. Puck Drop at 8.
Slavin hammers it home, and it's a 4-3 game. Carolina, one away from coming all the way back. Oh, baby.
On your official audio home of Hurricanes hockey, 99.9 The Fan.
Waking up, getting ready, sitting in traffic. Let's face it, getting to work in the morning is a lot of work. But when you get a great deal on your favorite McDonald's coffee, becoming a morning person is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Now get any size refreshingly cold iced coffee for $1, a delicious mocha for $2, and a frappe for $3. Available only during breakfast hours. Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
This is the sound of Jack, buzz-cutting his way to a small fortune. To Jack, every time he cuts his own hair, that's $50 right in his pocket. If Jack sees DIY buzz cuts as a saving strategy, Wells Fargo is right behind him. And with their mobile app, tracking his savings is easy. Oh, ouch. However you make money work, we can work with that.
Mobile carriers' message and data rates may apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me something simple and true. All I need is sunshine and that cool, refreshing Mountain Dew. So give me my good friends, give me a dew.
Grab some ice-cold Mountain Dew today.
Mountain Dew.
Stop by Handy Hugo's for great deals on your favorite Mountain Dew products. Head to Handy Hugo's today.
Hey, everybody, it's Paul Ihander from 99.9 The Fan for FanDuel. And yes, you're going to start hearing the words corner kick, nutmeg, and even offsides. No, we're not talking about hockey. It is the biggest stage in world soccer. It is days away, and as you know, every goal changes everything. Right now, FanDuel is giving you a reason to root for every single one. Introducing Every Goal Pays. That's right, every goal pays. Bet on a match and get bonus bets for every goal scored in that match. That's right, more goals means more bonus bets, and all you got to do is turn on your token. Visit FanDuel.com/Paul and get started now. FanDuel.com/Paul, that's Paul with a capital P. Let there be goals on FanDuel. 21 plus and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Must apply. Bonus token. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, is out of the studio and at the party. We are outside the Lenovo Center. I said this earlier. I'm going to say it again. Credit to Carolina Hurricanes fans.
For sure.
The atmosphere here is awesome. Maybe not quite when a game is being played in the Lenovo Center, but pretty darn impressive for a game being played on the other side of the country.
Yeah.
And everybody is here hanging out, having a good time. They have the inflatables, they got cornhole, they got a little street hockey going on. Everybody's lined up waiting to get in.
Which, by the way, doors don't open for another hour, and people are lined up.
Although I believe it is first come, first serve on seats.
Yes, it's general admission seating. So, again, first come, first serve. I mean, we're all watching on the same screen.
Assuming you have a ticket.
You have to have a ticket.
It is get in there, general admission, sit where you want to.
We have seen people over by where we are here in the plaza. We have actually seen people sitting by the door since like 4:30, just sitting in chairs and stuff, which I'm assuming one person in that party is going to be responsible for taking the chairs back to the car and all that, which is fine. I respect that person. But the fact that we actually are people like just at each of the doors, which there's probably like 7 or 8 doors right by where we are where people get in. And we're already like 30 plus people deep in each of those doors. And again, puck drop's not for another hour.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, doors don't open for another hour. Lots have been open for a while. We've been seeing people tailgating and stuff, and actually it feels kind of nice outside relative to what it has been. But people are antsy to get in because they want to get the seat that they want to have, because maybe during a normal game, you don't get a chance to sit in the lower level or maybe in the 200s.
Well,
this is your chance to do it.
That's my question here quickly, because I don't want to get too much bogged down in it.
Sure.
With the action not being on the ice, with the action being on the Jumbotron, where is position A? Like, where's the number 1 draft pick? These people are waiting in line. They're going to run somewhere. I don't know where I would run.
My position is I would want to be in the upper part of the 100s or the lower part of the 200s. Dead center ice, opposite of the benches. Because here's the thing that they have on the ice. I'm going to explain why. So on the ice, they actually have basically they're like dots, they're like circles with the players' numbers on the ice. So as they move on the ice in Vegas, and what you're seeing on the screen, you see their dot graphic move on the ice here at Lenovo Center. So you can kind of get an idea of you can kind of look down at the ice and get an idea of oh, so-and-so's changing and all that kind of stuff you don't see on the screen, which is really, really neat. I think it's a cool little touch. So that's where I want to be. I want to be dead center looking at that big
so
old
those
screen.
of you that are in the front of the lines listening on the 99.9 The Fan app, you want to run right where Dennis just told you. That's position A.
Save me a seat as well.
The Tribe with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. When they look on the ice, Dennis, and they see the little dots with the numbers, what number are they going to see in goal?
Are we doing a numbers game here?
Sure. I mean, I know you know the numbers. This is a fancy way of asking, is it Freddie Anderson or is it Brandon Bussey in net for the Carolina Hurricanes?
Yeah, I think it's Freddie Anderson.
Who should it be?
Brandon Bussey.
All right. Why are you saying Rod Brindamore is not going to go with who it should be?
I think it's a difficult thing to ask a rookie to make his first career postseason start and what is probably what we call a must-win game. And I'm assuming Rod Brindamore is probably viewing it the exact same way. To have a rookie make his first career start in a game 4 of a Stanley Cup when your team's down 2-1, that's a lot to ask of Brandon Bussey.
Yep.
It is. Now, I think him getting that taste of it in game number 3, coming in a little bit more of a lower stakes situation. Now, granted, in that situation, it's like, hey, Bussey, you're in net. You're coming out of intermission. You don't have time to think about it. You just go play. And he was actually asked about what was going through his mind on the Mitch Marner penalty shot. He goes, stop the puck. Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing that can go through your mind.
It's that much.
Yeah, because you don't have time to overthink it.
Puck stop now, please. Like it was barely English.
Yeah, you don't have time to get the jitters out, or even feel jitters, I guess you could say. So now you go into a game where it's like, hey man, it's must win. I know you haven't started in a game in 2 months, but go backstop us. That's a difficult thing to do. But I think about what he showed and the poise that he showed in game 3, that he can absolutely do it.
This would be unrealistic. So I'm not actually suggesting this, but just for the logic, if I were starting Bussey, I might tell him after you walk out out of the locker room, I might be like, hey, Freddie, act like you're starting. We're going with Bussey, so you're not surprising Anderson with the benching. But I kind of like the way Bussey reacts when he has no time to react.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's what this entire season has been for Brandon Bussey. He was a waiver claim, and then Piotr's hurt. And how long is Piotr going to be hurt? What is he having surgery? What's going on here? Now what? Freddie's not playing. Oh, look, he has 30 wins. It was very much just that. Just not happening. It's all happening. Oh, by the way, you're playing in Madison Square Garden. Henrik Lundqvist, your hero, is watching, and you need to go win a game for the Carolina Hurricanes. Go! It was just kind of that stuff all season for Brandon Bussey, which is one of the reasons why I would go Bussey.
Yeah.
If he had been a player throughout this year that had shown that moment got a little too big for him, or, he looks like his head's spinning a little bit, then of course not, right? Then you don't put what essentially is a rookie, even though he's not technically a rookie, in that position. But some people, I don't know, they're kind of born with that crazy thing, the Joe Montana in the huddle of the Super Bowl needs to go drive and win the game, and he's asking the lineman, is that John Candy in the stands?
Yeah.
Some people just have that Joe Cool thing. I'm not saying Brandon Bussey's Joe Montana, but I'm just saying he's had some minutes or some moments that would have realistically been too much for an athlete this year.
Yep.
And they haven't been for him. So I would be comfortable starting Brandon Bussey. I would be comfortable starting Freddie Anderson. I will say that. Actually, let me ask you this, Dennis. Whoever it is, how long's the leash? Because we can't say must win and then say like, oh, we're going to give them time to work through some struggles.
Yeah.
Like how long is the leash for whoever's in there, and is it different depending on who's in net?
I think it's different. Ooh, that's a good question. Because I also wonder like what kind of goals you're giving up. Like if you give up 2 early goals and let's say it's Freddie, and they're both, you look at them both, you're like, all right, he's got to have both of those. Then it might be a little bit of a shorter leash in that regard. But if you're going to go Bussey, it's. I don't know. I think if you go Bussey, the only reason you pull Bussey is if the game really gets out off the rails.
Yep, well, and obviously injury, but that's
obviously barring that.
Different.
But yeah, I think to me, and I pick it. But I also one of the reasons why that I say you start Bussey, and I will get to some of the sound bites from some of the players here in just a second. But there's no reason why you can't start Brandon Bussey and win this game and not go back to Freddie Anderson game 5. There's nothing out there that says you can't do that. Nothing. Let's not forget, Robert Moore was the captain of the team. I know we talked about it yesterday. In 2006, in the Eastern Conference Final, in Game 3, Cam Ward gave up 4 goals and got pulled for Martin Gerber. Got pulled for 4 goals and got pulled for Martin Gerber. Canes came back and lost by 1. Sound familiar? You know who started Game 4 in the Eastern Conference Final? It's Martin Gerber. They shut out Montreal in that game. You know who's the Conn Smythe that postseason? Was Cam Ward. You know why? Because Peter Laviolette went back to Cam Ward because he needed a day. He trusted his other goaltender to get him a game, and he went back to his horse.
And then Cam Ward sounded the siren the other night.
Yeah.
He had a big old ring on his finger
fat ring.
while he did it.
You can make that decision. It's okay to do that.
Let's hear from Rod Brindamore on some of these goalies, things like how Bussey is able to step up in crucial moments, kind of that mentality and moment not being too big for him thing we were talking about. Here's Rod Brindamore on Bussey's ability to step up in those moments.
Well, there's another guy that I think he's grateful for the moment. Every day he's just happy to be here, grateful for any opportunity that he can get, and to be honest, pretty much every time we've given him any type of opportunity, he sees the moment. So that's what he did the other night too. He came in, clearly was solid.
I mean, that's pretty good praise from Rod Brindamore for a guy that was claimed off waivers on the doorstep of the season.
Yeah.
Now let's see if his teammates feel the same or if they have different ways of looking at it. Seth Jarvis was asked about Bussey's ability to stay dialed in despite not playing games, because before Game 3, it had been roughly 2 months since he played in a game and went in and did well. So here's Jarvis on Bussey's focus.
Yeah, his kind of games, like you said, he hasn't played in the last 2 months. Those games have been kind of those practices we've had, and he's been sharp. He keeps the same mentality going into a game as he has a practice. I think that's what made him coming in so easy for himself. He treats everything like it's a game and just stayed really dialed in throughout the time he wasn't playing. And so when he came in, we had all the confidence in the world that he'd show up and play as well as he did.
It's mental gymnastics. It is nearly impossible for an athlete, although coaches always tell you to get real mental reps if you're not in there.
Yeah.
Watching someone else on film and pretending like you learn as much as watching yourself on film. But you do have to, as much as you can, find a way, right? You do have to, as much as you can, get those reps in so you're as ready as possible when you go in there. And I know it didn't end perfectly for Bussey, but for a good chunk of the night, he gave the Canes a chance. And that's really all you can ask for from a goalie in that situation. Last bit of audio here before we take a quick break. Logan Stankoven was asked if it impacts players on who's behind them, right? If it impacts the skaters on which goalie it will be, and if impacts them basically when they find out and knowing who it's going to be. So here's Stankoven on the players in front of the goalie.
No, I don't think so. I think whoever gets the call, they're going to be ready for it, and we just got to focus on our job and being better prepared in front of them. And can't have the collapse like we did in the second. I just think we gave up way too many grade A's and allowed them to kind of dangle and make plays that they wanted to, and we just can't allow them to do that. So I was happy with the way we came back, but kind of like what Rod said, like, yeah, comeback's great, but there's no moral victories at this time of the year. So
I'm of firm belief in this way to attack the goalie situation. It doesn't matter who's in net if you're giving Marner and Eichel and Howden and all these guys just grade A's after grade A's, or if you're losing them on rushes, or if you're turning the puck over at center ice. So there's two things, right? There's the drama, and Rod Brindamore's playing into it, of who's going to be the goalie, who's going to be in net. And then there's what everybody else has to do regardless of who's in net. And I mean, they're equally as important, if not the skaters being more important, getting figured out and not having a second period like they had in Game 3. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. When we come back, we need our two most important Canes. But first, Dennis Cox has something else important for you.
Hey, folks, Dennis Cox here real quick for my good friends over at Law Tigers. We talk a lot in sports when it comes to coaching and game planning and preparation, even for players. You want to try and take control as much as possible. You want to eliminate the variables you control. You dictate the tempo of the game. You dictate the pace of play, whatever it might be. You want to be in control. And as a motorcycle rider, I have that same type mindset. You want to be in control at all times. That's the distance that you have between the cars in front of you, where you're positioned in your lane, the vehicles beside you, where are you riding in relation to them as well. You have to be in control of so many things when you're out there on the road, but you can't control everything. You can't just assume that everyone on the road sees you as a motorcycle rider. And unfortunately, accidents can happen even when you do all the right things. And this is where Law Tigers steps in. If you are injured in a motorcycle accident, contact Law Tigers. Give them a call, 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, or visit lawtigers.com. Get in touch with them even before you get in touch with the insurance companies, because their insurance companies want to give you the least amount possible, whereas Law Tigers, they are part of the motorcycle riding community. Law Tigers was built about a quarter century ago by people from the motorcycle riding community for the motorcycle riding community. That's why they are there to fight for you. And that's why your case evaluation with Law Tigers is always free, and you don't pay a dime until your case settles. So call them, 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, continues barreling towards Game 4 Stanley Cup final action. Two most important Carolina Hurricanes next.
One goal.
Let's go, Canes!
Hall coming in, backhand, overshape, Blake to the rebound, he scores! Oh, the Hurricanes are just pouring it on!
Hoist Lord Stanley's Cup.
Let's go, Canes!
Aho now to Jarvis. Jarvis, go get the Giants! Scores!
Your official home for the Eastern Conference champion Carolina Hurricanes. 99.9 The Fan.
When you own your own business, you need to keep things moving. Need to book a last-minute flight? Earn a $300 travel credit to cover that. Need to take a meeting before takeoff? Do it from the comfort of the Chase Sapphire Lounge by the club. Need to catch your breath before you board? Done. Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business, the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Progressive knows it ain't easy navigating the open plains of home insurance, but there is one man who can help tame that wild herd of options. The Home Quote Explorer.
Note, Progressive's Home Quote Explorer is not a real person, but an online tool that lets you compare home insurance.
He's the type of feller who helps you decide on the right insurance, even if it ain't with him.
Again, not a person, just an online tool that helps you find great home coverage.
A real pioneer.
Okay, fine. Just do the thing. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
Is your heating and air system ready for the warmer weather? Call Newcomb & Company to ensure your system is running at peak performance. As a Comfort Contract customer, you'll get priority service and a 15% discount on all HVAC and plumbing service calls and repairs. Newcomb & Company, your Carrier factory authorized dealer, has proudly served our community for more than 70 years, delivering reliable comfort and peace of mind. Call 919-862-3000 or visit newcombandcompany.com. Newcomb & Company. Your comfort is our business.
Adam Gold in studio with my friend Patrick Day from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. A lot of people have work to do on their homes. They need a roof. They want windows, siding. You guys do everything. But people are also, I'm not sure I can afford it. The Aluminum Company is a great place to go. Tell us why.
Well, tons of times I'll go out to people's houses and they're thinking about doing a bunch of home improvements at once. Siding, roofing, windows are a big package, right? And the first thing they think of is, well, I'm going to need to go get an equity line or a second mortgage. One of the things we have is tons of financing options where you don't even need to go to your bank. We can do that in-house for you and run payment options for you. And lots of times the financing that we offer is a better percentage rating than you can get from your bank, and you don't have to go through all that mess to get to it.
I like that. Also, is there 12 months, zero interest?
12 months, zero interest, zero payments for 12 months.
Zero payments and zero interest at the same time for 12 months.
That is correct.
That is a double header right there. Aluminum Company of North Carolina, online, aluminumcompany.com.
This hour of the drive presented by All-Star Dog Training. You've seen their dogs featured in college and professional sports. They can train your dog, too. Visit allstardogtraining.com and schedule your free evaluation today.
This is The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. All right, everybody.
Okay.
Carolina Hurricanes, Game 4, Stanley Cup Final. Vegas Golden Knights tonight on the road in Vegas. We're outside the Lenovo Center because about 20,000 of our closest friends are all getting together to watch the Canes game together inside the Lenovo Center. And the atmosphere keeps rising. If you're out here, if you're tailgating, you're listening, you got us on the app in your phone, in your pocket, wherever. If you're walking by our tent here, which is between Carter Finley Stadium and the Lenovo Center, scan the QR codes on our tent here.
Yeah.
And you will be entered to win an autographed Sean Walker mini stick.
That's right.
An autographed Jalen Chatfield puck and 99.9 The Fan prize pack as well. So do that if you're around, waiting to go in. Maybe you're waiting in line. You got somebody to hold your spot. You go ahead and pop out and scan those QR codes, and you might get yourself some autographed swag. Which, by the way, Sean Walker, Jalen Chatfield, pretty darn important on that blue line.
Yes.
Need both of those guys to have some of their best today and helping bottle up and potentially contribute a little offensively as well for the Carolina Hurricanes. Dennis, just because I feel like we should darn near go through the roster and name everybody.
Okay.
Maybe they'll pop up in our two most important players.
They might.
Before every postseason game this year, we've named each our two most important players, not our two best, not the two most productive, the two most important, kind of the pivot points, the fulcrums, if you will, for each game.
Goaltenders excluded.
True.
Goaltenders excluded.
Although, which one would you say?
Well, whoever starts.
You'd have
Whoever starts.
You have a 50-50 chance of saying somebody's important, and then they're just on the bench watching the
I know.
whole game. Yes, goaltenders are excluded because obviously they're important, and we've done a fair amount of discussion on the goalies anyway. So Dennis, go ahead and lead us off. Not in order, but your two most important players. Who's the first?
Sebastian Aho. I predicted him as my first goal scorer tonight, but I think you look at the last 5 games. He has 10 points this postseason. 5 of them, half of those points have come in the last 5 games. You got obviously the first goal, which ended up being the game-winning goal in Game 4 against Montreal in the Eastern Conference Final. Also had an assist in Game number 5, that clinching series. Didn't have a point in Game number 1 of this series, but had an assist in Game number 1 on the Seth Jarvis game-winning goal in OT, and he had a pair of assists and part of that come back to force overtime back on Saturday night in Game number 2. That's 5 points in 5 games. If he's hitting a streak, this is the time to do it. This is the time for him to get on the score sheet as a goal scorer, not just an assist, but I'm talking in actually finding the back of the net. And I think that will go a long, long way for this team if their points leader gets on the board today with a goal.
I'm going with my first most important player, not the first, but number 1 of the 2, Jordan Martinook. I think it's a heart and soul game.
Yeah,
I think it's a game where your goals are on the line, and you need the heart and soul. You saw what he was able to do. Down 4-0, scores a goal, gets scrappy immediately after the goal, and you blink, and it's 4-3. I'm not sure that happens if Jordan Martinook doesn't refuse to be denied. And just find a way, right? And I still look at him as the heart and soul of this team. I look at him as a culture leader. I don't know how he does it. I'm not saying he's going to score an early goal. Maybe it's a hit. Maybe it's a take a hit and keep going. Maybe it's a pass. I don't know. Jordan Martinook, I believe, will do something to impact this game early on, and it'll get the momentum on their side. That's his role, right? He's one of the leaders. And we can go back and tell all the stories. He's the first player they traded for once this regime got in place and everything else. But it just comes down to the fact that he's a player that gets the most out of his ability. The team trusts him. He plays important minutes. And when he makes a play, it seems to be a building block. Everybody else can't wait to jump on and contribute once he gets him going. So I'm looking at Jordan Martinook as one of the most important players.
Who my second player is going to be?
I would love to find out.
Someone we have not mentioned once during this broadcast, Alexander Nikishin.
Yeah, feel that.
Alexander Nikishin. And the reason why I say is this, is that we have seen him, obviously, what he can do in terms of when he has the puck on his stick in the offensive zone, about what he can do in terms of just shooting the puck and his physical size and his physical presence. He has obviously a great skating ability. And looking back last game, he had 3 shots on goal. He had 4 shots that were blocked, and he had another 2 that missed the net. That's 9 shot attempts. I love that. But he was a -2. He had a couple giveaways, including a really bad one, I thought, in that first overtime, where he's trying to carry the puck up into the neutral zone from his own defensive end, gets hesitant with the puck, and then ends up coughing it up. I think sometimes the hesitancy of what we've seen with him in the puck it's been to the detriment of Carolina. He's coughed up the puck too many times. I'm not sitting there saying, like, you scratch the guy or bench him. That's not what I'm saying at all. But we know what the physical potential that young man has. We haven't quite fully seen that this postseason. Now, that could be a lingering impact of when he got knocked out in Game 4 against Ottawa. Maybe there's just some hesitancy to his game because he took a massive hit, probably one he's never taken in his entire life. So maybe there's some hesitancy in his game as a result of that. Maybe it's just between the ears in that regard. But I want to see him play to his fullest potential in terms of his physical gifts of what we've seen. And we've seen many Canes fans anoint him as the next Bobby Orr in some situations, as a Hall of Famer. We haven't seen that this postseason. I want to see the Alexander Nikishin that we know can be physical, that can move the puck up the ice with ease and help create offense in transition. And by golly, use that one-timer.
If we're just like making requests, if we're making like asks, how about something on as the quarterback of the second unit of the power play for Nikishin? Something with a little bit of space out there, and he gets to use those prodigious talents with perhaps a little bit less pressure, right? Because the turnovers, kind of the hesitancy that I've seen has been when he's almost retreating, right?
Yeah.
If he's going downhill, he looks great. It's when he's retreating, maybe buying some time, in space is where I've seen some of the hesitancy. So something like, quarterback in the second unit of the power play, 35 seconds left in the power play, and he unleashes one. I think that would be lovely if we're just making requests. My second most important player, I didn't realize I was doing this, but I guess I'm going like the heart and soul guys. Give me Jordan Staal.
Yeah.
He's got 3 goals. Listen, he's 37 years old. He went, 6,000 days between goals in a Stanley Cup final?
6,200 and 2.
If anyone understands that, like, these opportunities are not guaranteed, it's going to be him, right? I'm sure 6,207 days ago, however long ago it was, he thought, I'm going to have so many opportunities at this. Oh, I'm young. I'm already here. Oh, I'm my brother he just won one a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. Like, we're going to be in the Stanley Cup finals every year from this point forward because you're young and you feel like you're invincible. Now he's 37. He has to recognize these opportunities don't come often. It could be now or never. And he's playing well, and they're asking him to do everything. Need you on the power play. Need you to kill penalties. Need you to score goals. Need you to hit. Need you net front. Need you doing everything. Need you getting these younger guys in the right spots. Oh, look at this. They're shifting up the lines. We need you as a top line guy. We need you centering some of our most talented offensive performers, and you have to lead them. Like he's being asked to do a lot. He's the captain. He's capable of doing a lot. He's as big as an oak tree. We saw in Game 3 that even, was it Anderson that jumped on his back? Anderson is a fully grown, like he's not an undersized.
Rasmus Anderson, yeah.
He's not an undersized guy. He had to go full Max Burt just to get his arms around Jordan Stahl's neck. He had to pounce like a kid jumping off a bunk bed to wrap his arms around Jordan Stahl. He's gigantic and he's wildly important, whether it's net front deflections, winning faceoffs, either special team. The guy has to be good, and he has to be good in like a million different ways. So Jordan Stahl is my number 2 on our most important players. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We're not going off the air and passing you off to overdrive like we normally do at 6. Instead, we're staying live outside the Lenovo Center. We're expecting to hear from Adam Gold. We'll hit you with Hurricanes and Cons. We'll make some picks, all from outside the Lenovo Center, where Canes fans are getting the party started. Stick around.
It's Hockey Night in Carolina, Stanley Cup Final Edition. It's Game 4 with Vegas.
Daho out in front, and it trickles on the goal. They score! Taylor Hall!
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 7. Puck Drop at 8.
Slavin hammers it home, and it's a 4-3 game. Carolina, one away from coming all the way back. Oh, baby.
On your official audio home of Hurricanes hockey, 99.9 The Fan.
Here I am.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar. The better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. So good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Stop by Handy Hugo's for great deals on your favorite Pepsi products. Head to Handy Hugo's today.
When it comes to your roof, it's all about quality above with peace of mind below. Hi, this is Holly with RoofWorks. We're proud to be in our 20th year helping families and businesses keep the roof over their heads as economically as possible. We work on every type of roof, gutters, and skylights with quality repairs, maintenance, and replacements for your home, your business, and multifamily. We offer warranties with every new roof and financing options for homeowners. And we're now serving Southern Pines as well. Visit us to learn more at roofwerks.com.
Canes hockey is back, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your Canes on the ice. Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside, official hard tea and lemonade of the Carolina Hurricanes. Sold in arena and at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code TRACK to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code TRACK to borrow up to $10,000. Use code TRACK to borrow up to $10,000.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Getting hurt in a car wreck comes with all kinds of stress and frustration. But when you call me, I'll be on top of all of it. So all you need to worry about is getting better. If you've been injured in a car wreck, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Eagle Leasing Storage Studio. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Canes light the lamp here.
The dreams could be coming true.
Let's go
tonight here for the Carolina Hurricanes, or at least part of it. They are playing Vegas in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time start. It is on the road, yet the Lenovo Center still appears like it will be rocking. We are here. The drive is live outside of the Lenovo Center, where there's going to be thousands and thousands of people streaming into the Lenovo Center for a watch party. That's how much the community, that's how much the Triangle, the state of North Carolina as a whole, has wrapped their arms around this Carolina Hurricanes team. They just wanted to be with other like-minded fans to watch the game, and the atmosphere is going to be crazy. Before we get to Hurricanes and Cons, Dennis, I think it's an appropriate time for a jersey check.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Let's see. We got some Brenda Moores. That makes sense. We have a Brandon Bussey behind us.
We do.
Could that mean something? Maybe, maybe not. We have
a Sean Walker right in front of us. This guy knows ball.
Sean Walker autographed by Sean
Let's
Walker.
go. This guy knows ball. Sean Walker signed jersey. This guy knows ball.
Sean Walker right in front of us. He looked with a knowing nod. That's
like,
a nod that only some Sean Walker super fans would have between each other.
That's right.
There's a Stanky behind us. There's a Burns behind us. Let's see here.
I actually saw an Evgeny Kuznetsov jersey.
We saw Mrazek earlier.
We did saw Peter Mrazek.
There's a whole bunch of them. My point is, a lot of times you can kind of see who's popular right now, and I would say Stankoven is quickly becoming the riser.
Stankoven and Blake
from the beginning of the postseason to now, they've multiplied the most. There's a Justin Williams, can't go wrong there.
Nope.
They like the Brenda Moores, the Williams, those. It's a safe pick, right? Like those they've established. Grabbing a Stankoven now, grabbing a Blake now. Those are like, investments. Those are, you're expecting the market to explode and move forward. So you're getting on a little bit earlier. But if you want to rock like an Aho or a Slavin or something, see a bunch of those as well. Can't go wrong. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. As promised, it is now time as we start the 6 o'clock hour for a game of Hurricanes and Cons. All right, Hurricanes and Cons.
Great defense need one thing above all else.
That starts with a W.
Confidence.
There it is. Hurricanes and Cons is simple. What are you most confident in? What are you most concerned about when it comes to the Carolina Hurricanes? You can let us know in our YouTube live stream comments what your Hurricanes and Cons are. You can also let us know on Twitter at Donnelly Sports for me, at The Fan Rookie for Dennis. And we'll go from there. We're just looking for your most confident aspect of the game and most concerned aspect of the game. You're allowed to have multiple of both, but we're just looking for one. Dennis, as always, I got good news and bad news. Which do you want first? You start with the bad news, so we'll start with the concerns. What are you most concerned about for the Carolina Hurricanes?
The sloppiness on defense, in particular, handling the puck in your own defensive end. We saw one of the goals, if I remember correctly, was the third goal that was allowed.
It was one brutal second period of blending together.
It was. But the third goal that was allowed, because the first goal we saw was on the power play, right in front. Thomas Hurdle, he's going to cash that in every time, just about. Then the second goal was the one that goes off of Sean Walker's stick. That's just a tough break. The one that was really disturbing to me was the third one. William Carrier trying to flip the puck out of the zone, doesn't get enough on it, ends up just basically like dying inside the blue line. Vegas jumps on it before you know it, Mitch Marner cashes in again. It's been too many of these defensive lapses in terms of puck control and turnovers in the defensive end that has led to a lot of quality scoring chances for Vegas. And to their credit, Vegas has cashed in quite a bit. That, to me, is a big concern right now. I think if Carolina, we've talked about it since game one of the series, if they can tighten things up defensively, things are going to look so much better for them.
I completely agree. My concern, though, is a little different. It's goalie.
Okay.
It's been goalie for a while because I was on that train with the superstitions.
Now it's real.
Tonight, yeah, it's just goalie.
Now it's real.
I can't even put a name on it. I can't even say like Freddie in goal or Bussey in goal because I don't know who it's going to be. It's one of those situations where I don't think the goal tending has been the reason they've lost games, but it also hasn't been the reason they've won games.
No.
And you're going to need your goaltending, if not to be the reason you win games, it's got to be the reason you have a chance in games. And we just haven't seen enough of that. And obviously it's been Freddie. It was Bussey at the end. Who knows who it's going to be now? Rod Brendamore's playing it close to the vest. He appears to be kind of enjoying the drama and enjoying doing the whole like I've got a secret and I'm not telling you thing. But it'll be revealed here shortly. The game's going to start in about 2 hours, so we'll know who it is, and whoever's in goal immediately becomes my concern. Freddie, obviously, if you include the ones that were overturned by review, 6 goals found the back of the net against Freddie in Game 3, and if it's Bussy, I mean, then you got essentially a rookie making his first career postseason start in a gotta-have-it Stanley Cup final game. If I mean, you're supposed to be nervous in that situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I would be nervous and concerned about that. So
I'm nervous for him.
I'm nervous for him. My mom, who watched me play my entire career at every sport, including college football as a quarterback, I know exactly what she'd be saying right now. I feel for his parents because you had like at least the players like she would like at least I as a quarterback, I controlled whether I threw an interception or not. Right? I controlled whether I was having a terrible day or not. My parents were just in the stands with no control, and like their emotions were tied to what I was doing. Every time a kicker has a big kick, she's like, I just feel for his family. Goalies, I'm sure, would be the same way. So if Bussy's out there, I'm with you, Bussy family. I will be nervous along with you because you should be. It's the Stanley Cup final, and you'd have your guy, whether it's your son, nephew, uncle, whatever, making his first career postseason start in a gotta-have-it Game 4 on the road at a team that's playing like an absolute wagon right now. Let's get to the flip side of the coin, the more fun part of the proceedings. That's concerns. The other side of Hurricanes and cons, confidence. What are you most confident in when it comes to the Carolina Hurricanes?
It's their scoring right now. Go back to the last 5 games. Obviously, the 3 games here, the Stanley Cup final, and then the last 2 games, Games 5 and Game 4 against Montreal. They've scored 4+ goals in every single one of those games. We complained about the lack of production from the top line. I'm sorry. You're scoring 4 goals a game, 4+. That should give you a chance to win every single night. If you're telling me that the Carolina Hurricanes, for this game and every game all the way through 7, we're going to get 4 goals per game, I would tell you they should win the Cup based off how we know they're capable of playing defensively. The fact that they're scoring like this, and also the fact that they're scoring like this when they are down multiple goals, they know they can come back because of how they're scoring right now. They can score quickly, too.
There is a bit of, I like to name my theories. How about this one? The cartoon boat going on. Like the old school, it's like Mickey Mouse or Bugs Bunny or whatever. They're in a boat, and there's like a leak on one side.
Yeah.
So they run over and they put they plug it with their thumb, and then there's a leak on the other side of the boat. And when they go to plug that one, the other springs a leak, and they're going back and forth, and suddenly Bugs has like his ears in a couple holes. He's got his toes in a couple holes, and every time he moves, another one's popping open. We did yell and scream about how they were not scoring enough goals.
Yeah.
But during that stretch, they were giving up like a goal and a half a game.
If that, yeah.
So it worked out. Now they're scoring all the goals, but suddenly that goal and a half average has gone way up as well.
Yeah.
So it's almost like by solving that, there's a leak somewhere else. We need to see a complete game from the Carolina Hurricanes, right? We need to see both sides of the ice playing Canes hockey, which we know they're capable of. We just haven't maybe seen it in this series as much. My confidence, I'm going to go full like Disney movie speech. I need like Denzel and Remember the Titans. I need like a true movie coach. I need Gordon Bombay to step in and just say like the resiliency, the determination, like when Jordan Martinook scored the goal down 4. I actually tweeted something out along these lines. I could look it up exactly, but it was like, hey, Jordan Martinook's the heart and soul. We know he's not giving up. And then very quickly they showed like not only is Jordan Martinook not giving up, nobody even came close to taking their foot off the gas for the Carolina Hurricanes. They were just waiting for that spark. And I can't emphasize enough that it's so much more easily said than done, even in a Stanley Cup final, to be down 4 and just think like, oh, if I was ever in that situation, I would exhaust I'd go for every loose puck like my life depended on it. When you're down 4 and it's Game 3, some of your instinct is like, well, chalk this one up, boys. Let's get ready for Game 4. That culture just refuses to relent, and it's not easy. It's not the most expected thing, but whatever that it is, the Canes have it in spades, and it gives you a certain confidence, right? It makes you feel like anything is possible. When you're down 4-0 and you go to overtime, I mean, how does that make you feel when you go down 1-0? right? Like, of course you can come back from that. There's no reason to be discouraged, and it's just a great thing to have in your locker room.
That it is. That team is tight.
Need Gordon Bombay. I know. I'm just saying. I would like to hear everything I just said put more eloquently by a movie coach.
We can put in a poem or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Give me something that's going to end with like a dramatic, score uprising. I don't have the music behind me. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. You could have started a slow clap. That would have been nice. You could have done it. No, it's too late now. I don't want your pity slow clap. We could have got all these Canes fans riled up here, but instead you decided to sit there quietly. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. When we come back, Carolina Hurricanes, Game 4, Stanley Cup final action. I can't wait. Hopefully you can't either, but we have to, right? Time speeds up for no one. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we get back, Tim Donnelly here for Kalshi. Speaking of waiting for no one, the hunt for the Stanley Cup is on. And now you can trade every game on Kalshi. This playoffs, every single playoff game, every series, the conference finals, and now obviously the championship are all available to trade on Kalshi. Right now, the Carolina Hurricanes are trading at about 39% to win the Stanley Cup final. That means a $100 trade would pay out $264 if it happens. And that's not the only way you can get paid, right? Because you have to remember, on Kalshi, you're trading against peers and a live market, meaning there's no house. And because of that, as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. So you can you can trade the Canes to win the Stanley Cup overall. If they win Game 4, the probability changes. You might be able to grab your position, sell, get out of that position, and make some money in the process. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code TIMD. That's TIMD with no spaces to get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI, Kalshi, trade on anything. 18 plus, restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory. Gambling problem, call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, will be live outside the Lenovo Center. Continuing after this.
One goal.
Let's go, Canes!
Ball coming in. Backhand. Dovership. Blake to the rebound. He scores! Oh, the Hurricanes are just pouring it on.
Hoist Lord Stanley's Cup.
Let's go, Canes!
Aho now to Jarvis. Jarvis. You'll get the Giants. Scores!
Your official home for the Eastern Conference champion Carolina Hurricanes. 99.9 The Fan.
Bull riding contest. I'm signing up.
You've never ridden a bull.
No, but I won playing a new Bucks Loaded Edition scratch-off, and I'm on a roll.
But they're loaded with $50, $100, and $200 prizes.
Oh, I'm riding the Widowmaker.
Go for the win with new Bucks Loaded Edition scratch-offs and digital instants from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds to win range from 1 in 3.72 to 4.75. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Longer days mean longer rides. Make sure your bike, your ATV, your side-by-side, even your golf cart are the best around. From Sound Station and Security, we've got custom stereo systems, custom speakers, even video and LED lighting options for your bike, your ATV, and even your golf cart. Look the coolest on the road or at the lake, just tooling around. All available with installation from Sound Station and Security, with 2 locations, downtown Smithfield and on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. Online at myhotsound.com.
It's Men's Health Month. WakeMed Primary Care wants to remind you to schedule your annual checkup. It's important to know your health numbers related to cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugar, weight and BMI before it leads to chronic diseases. Focus on your health and preventing disease by building healthy habits and getting that yearly checkup and those screenings that you've been putting off. To schedule your appointment, visit wakemed.org. Once again, that's wakemed.org.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%, and most people are only making the minimum payment, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, it's Dennis Cox for Loan Pronto. But here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit cards, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. And here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone with zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at near 3-year lows. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com. 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Organize easy. Organize tough. Customize your work truck or van with upfit solutions from Van Products. Steel and aluminum shelving, toolboxes, data files, cabinets, drawers, conduit carriers, ladder racks, everything safe and secure. Everything built as unbreakable as you by Adrian Steel. Backed by the best warranty in the business. 3 years, 36,000 miles. Everything custom installed by Van Products so you know it's done right. From a single work rig to a fleet, choose custom installed upfit solutions from Van Products.
Hey sports fans, it's Trip Tracy. It is our time to take it all. We've been at the top of our game and resilient all season long. And just like our guys, TimberTech Decking is durable and resilient to stay at the top of its game season after season. TimberTech is designed to stand up to sun, rain, and years of gatherings. You get the beauty of wood without sanding, staining, or splinters. And it's backed up by industry-leading warranties so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor near you or order free samples at timbertech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Hey, everybody, it's Paul Eihander from 99.9 The Fan for FanDuel. And yes, you're going to start hearing the words corner kick, nutmeg, and even offsides. No, we're not talking about hockey. It is the biggest stage in world soccer. It is days away, and as you know, every goal changes everything. Right now, FanDuel is giving you a reason to root for every single one. Introducing Every Goal Pays. That's right, every goal pays. Bet on a match and get bonus bets for every goal scored in that match. That's right, more goals means more bonus bets, and all you got to do is turn on your token. Visit FanDuel.com/Paul and get started now. FanDuel.com/Paul. That's Paul with a capital P. Let there be goals on FanDuel. 21 plus and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Must apply. Bonus token. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. I'm told this band bringing us out a break is from Finland.
Yeah, we'll finish pop for you.
Big Aho night? Is that what we're leaning into here?
I say, he was one of my first. He was my first goal scorer prediction, but also he was one of my 2 players to watch out for. So this is absolutely fitting.
You know how I feel about Aho. I think he is poised to be a superstar tonight because he is one. Before we move on, we get some of the talking points around the Canes going into today. I love stats. I've got a doozy for you.
Go on.
And it involves one Mark Jankowski.
Oh, even Mark Jankowski, I'm in. Let's go.
Have you heard of the Jaromir Jagr Stanley Cup final stat?
No. Well, which one?
This year is the 46th consecutive Stanley Cup final.
Oh, yeah.
Where there's been a teammate of Jagr in the series. There are 2. Rasmus Anderson on Vegas and Mark Jankowski on the Carolina Hurricanes. In Jagr's last season, the 2017-2018 season, he appeared in 22 games with Calgary, where he was teammates with a young Mark Jankowski.
Wow. That's wild.
Isn't that hilarious? Mark Jankowski was 23. Jagr was 45.
Gosh.
And in case you're wondering who had more points, Mark Jankowski, 25 points that season. 17 goals, 8 assists for Jankowski. 1 goal, 6 assists for Jaromir Jagr in, I think it was like 22 games is what it looks like. Either way, Jankowski keeping it rolling. He is a connection to the history of the sport. 46 straight years, one of his teammates has been in the Stanley Cup final. He's got a couple of them in 2026. And both of them are going to be around on some really good teams. We could see them continuing that stat for a few years.
That's a wild that's a wild number. 46 straight Stanley Cup final where we have had someone who at one point was a teammate of Jaromir Jagr.
Yep. That was Jankowski's rookie year, by the way. So it was literally like the furthest crossover you can have. Last year in a wildly long career in the NHL, first year in a year that has been going on, or a career that's been going on now for about a decade. By the way, Jankowski is going to be, he has hints, meaning like just his place in history. He has some like some Forrest Gump tendencies.
Okay.
Like he's played with Sidney Crosby. He's played with Jagr. He's now been in a Stanley Cup final. He's going to have some stories when his career is over. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh yeah, back when I was playing with Sid. Oh yeah, when I was in the Stanley Cup final with Aho. This so-and-so used to tell me when we were in the locker room. He's going to have some stories, and all of that experience is probably playing a part in that fourth line's run to being a really effective, really important line for the Canes this year.
Mark Jankowski can sit there and say, I was on a team with Jaromir Jagr and I scored more goals than him.
Yeah. No lies.
Not many people can say that. Not many people can say that.
Not many people can say that, except for the people he's like still playing with now.
Yeah.
Hey, guy loves hockey. Either way, just a fun stat to know. We'll see how it plays out for him. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. For those of you just tuning in, the fourth line with Mark Jankowski, not expected to change. William Carrier did skate yesterday at practice, and he is in the projected lines for today, even though he did not finish Game 3, missed the third period and the overtime periods with an upper body injury. But we are expecting to see a little out of the ordinary. Top line, or I don't know, which one do we call the top line here? The Stahl line? Ehlers, Stahl, Jarvis were skating together at practice
that
yesterday.
That could easily be line 1.
Svech, Aho, Martinuk skating together with line 2. I think it's an appropriate change-up. I think Game 3 maybe showed you that a little bit of shuffling isn't a bad thing. Some of that was by choice. Some of that was by necessity after the Carrier injury. But Dennis, let's take this one at a time.
Okay.
Svech, Aho, Martinuk. What does Martinuk bring to Aho and Svech that maybe Jarvis didn't, or that only Martinuk could?
There's a directness in terms of how Jordan Martinuk plays, and that is just north-south go. That's what it is. None of the east-west, none of this over puck handling or things along those lines. It's straightforward. It's get to the corner, go get the puck, cycle the puck through, and then get to the front of the net. That's what he is. That's just what it is. It's either get the puck back in deep or get to the front of the net. That's exactly what he's doing. He's direct, he's straightforward, and as I describe it, it's meat and potatoes. and that's fine. And I think Andre and Aho need to have. I think Svech and Aho need to have someone like that with them for a game like this, because I think it's going to force them to be direct and straightforward with things.
And then vice versa. What does Jarvis or Stahl and Ehlers, like, what do they bring to each other that Martinuk wasn't, or that only Jarvis could?
Obviously, we know Stahl is a bear of a man.
Yes.
You're not going to push that guy around at all. So I think the fact that you have the ability with him to, similar to what Jordan Martinuk, he's a direct player. He'll cycle the puck when we get to the front of the net, and he ain't going to move him. We know the speed of Nikolai Ehlers, but having someone, the doors are opening. They're opening it up now.
The doors are opening.
Wow, they're opening early. Literally, it's like an applause here. I think they're supposed to open at 6:30, but they're opening now. People are like funneling in. People are like, let's go. Let's go. You see how these people are direct and straightforward going to the doors? I think having Stahl with Jarvis and Ehlers together, we know the speed that Ehlers is going to bring. And I think having another guy with the speed and puck handling ability that Seth Jarvis possesses is going to alleviate some of the pressure off Nikolai Ehlers, because now Vegas can't just, all right, Ehlers has the puck, let's just try and trap and funnel him into one area. If you do that, okay, you can kick it over to Seth Jarvis, and he can beat you with speed coming up the ice as well. So I think it alleviates some of that pressure off Nikolai Ehlers too. I think it balances the speed throughout the lineup a little bit more. And I think also as well, you get a little bit more direct meat and potatoes from that top that top line with Aho and Svetch and Martin.
They did open up the Lenovo Center, which means the watch party's getting rolling.
Let's go.
It'll take a long time for these lines to get fully in the arena. Fans are lined up for a long way.
It's first come, first serve for seating, folks.
But there's not a bad seat in the house
when
you're watching the Jumbotron. Not when you're watching the ice either. By the way, just to update you on the expected lines, no changes on the defensive pairings. Slavin Chatfield, Miller Walker, Gostisbehere Nikishin. There were some wincing and some grabbing of body parts because they were a little sore during the game last game, but no changes expected there. And starting goaltender, I wish I knew. We don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows except for the people inside that room. And we'll find out soon because it's not that long till game time.
Nope.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We're expecting to talk with Adam Gold here from Vegas. We'll be outside the Lenovo Center. He'll be on location in Vegas. We'll chat next right here on The Drive.
It's hockey night in Carolina, Stanley Cup Final Edition. It's Game 4 with Vegas.
Daho out in front, and it trickles on the goal. They score! Taylor Hall!
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 7. Puck drop at 8.
Slavin hammers it home, and it's a 4-3 game. Carolina, one away from coming all the way back. Oh, baby.
On your official audio home of Hurricanes hockey, 99.9 The Fan.
Hey, it's Tim for Men's Health Month. Look, I get that you don't like going to the doctor, but what if in one visit you could get a CT scan to make sure everything's all good? One 5-minute scan to give you and your significant other peace of mind. It's that easy at Craft Body Scan. You don't have to get undressed, there's no needles, it only takes 5 minutes, and you get so much great information. The CT scanner takes cross-sectional images of your organs, and you get to leave. Your part's done. A radiologist will then review the scan and work up a report that you can share with your doctor. The beauty of Craft Body Scans are they help find tumors, life-threatening diseases, or conditions early so you can get it treated before it becomes a big problem. Stop putting it off. It's just 5 minutes for infinite peace of mind. Right now, get a couple's heart and lung scan for just $99 total when you use promo code THEFAN50 at craftbodyscan.com. I guarantee this is one date she really wants you to schedule. That's promo code THEFAN50 at craftbodyscan.com.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me something simple and true. All I need is sunshine and that cool, refreshing Mountain Dew. So give me my good friends, give me a dew.
Grab some ice-cold Mountain Dew today.
Mountain Dew.
Stop by Handy Hugo's for great deals on your favorite Mountain Dew products. Head to Handy Hugo's today.
Waking up, getting ready, sitting in traffic. Let's face it, getting to work in the morning is a lot of work. But when you get a great deal on your favorite McDonald's coffee, becoming a morning person is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Now get any size refreshingly cold iced coffee for $1, a delicious mocha for $2, and a frappe for $3. Available only during breakfast hours. Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
All right, I'm not sure what kind of strategy this is, but I just saw this and I have to ask you about it. What does cash dragging into mutual funds mean?
I picture using your mouse and you drag it from mutual cash over to the mutual fund and bucket and put it in there. It's just dollar cost averaging into mutual funds.
Okay.
So instead of putting all the money you have at one time into a mutual fund, you take that money, divide it in 12 little packets, and once a month you put in 1/12 into the mutual fund. Why do you do that? Because the mutual funds go up and down in price. You do what's called dollar cost averaging. In other words, smooths out the curve so you're not buying too high or too low. You're in the middle all the time.
This is what my Ryan would say at this point. You just handle it. I don't understand any of this. That's why you have to call Coach.
Well, there's 22 steps in our total retirement plan. That's one of them. But call now. We'll do it for you at no cost or obligation. All 22 steps to get you on the right path.
919-794-7900. 919-794-7900. or text Amanda to 600-700.
Amanda Daughtry is a paid spokesperson. Investment advisory services offered by Capital Financial Advisory Group, a North Carolina registered investment advisor.
The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived, and you can trade on the entire tournament on Kalshi. On Kalshi, you can trade every match from the opening stage all the way to the final. Right now, the United States is trading at about 1.5% to win the whole darn thing, which means opportunity. A $10 trade will pay out about $6,000 if they go on to win the world's soccer's biggest prize. On Kalshi, you're not just waiting for that last payout if it happens. You're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code TIMD, that's TIMD, no spaces, to get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI, Kalshi. Trade on the beautiful game. 18 plus, restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and availability markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulators.
Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Sound the siren. It's time for the Canes Tailgate Show, driven by Chapel Hill Tire. Complete car care.
That's right. It is time for the Canes Tailgate Show, brought to you by Chapel Hill Tire Complete Car Care. It's still Dennis. It's still myself, Tim Donnelly, and we are outside the Lenovo Center. Only for this segment, we go cross country. We bring in Adam Gold from Vegas, who, Adam, I'm sure Vegas is electric. And hopefully Adam can hear me here. Thank you for jumping on.
I can.
I'm sure Vegas is electric. It's electric outside the Lenovo Center here. We have a sold-out Lenovo Center piling in with people. So we're going to try to keep them as informed as you are. We'll ask the question of the day. Any insight into who's going to be in goal for the Carolina Hurricanes? I know Rod's been keeping it close to the vest.
That was the first question in the pregame availability about an hour ago, and Rod said, I am not telling you anything. You will find out when we skate out onto the ice. That is the answer. If I'm going to set right now, since I'm in Vegas, I will say Freddie Anderson minus 185, Brandon Bussey plus 240, Pyotr Kochetkov plus 1,600.
Plus 1,600. That's actually shorter odds than I thought.
It's a good payout.
Do you think, or how much does that matter? Right, the second period of Game 3. If you're giving up all of those chances, if you're that lost defensively, I'm not sure it matters a ton who's in goal. When it comes to the Freddie Bussey argument, are we even focused on the right thing?
No, you mentioned the right thing. I talked about it today. I talked about it yesterday on the show. If Carolina does not play in front of the goalie better than they have so far in this series, and really it's just been in stretches, mostly in the second period. If they don't play better, it's not going to matter. I don't know that it matters anyway. I think we're really worried about the wrong things. If like I've been saying for 2 days, even since Saturday, I'd start Bussey, but I don't think it matters. And I think Anderson plays the puck significantly better than Brandon. And if you start Brandon Bussey, Vegas just going to throw the puck behind the net all game long and force him to deal with it. And frankly, that has been a difficult thing for him. And in this setting, probably not a good idea. But there are pluses and minuses to both. But I do think I think it'll be Freddie, but I don't know.
We're talking with Adam Gold, our very own from here at 99.9 The Fan. He is out there in Vegas, the location for Game 4, the Stanley Cup Final, later tonight, about an hour and a half from now. Adam, let's look at the skaters. Canes practice lines yesterday, the expected lines for today, a little bit of shakeup at the top. Ehlers, Stahl, Jarvis, and Svechnikov, Aho, Martinuk. What do you think the impact of that little tweak can be on today's game?
That's how they started Game 3. Those were the lines that helped them, I guess theoretically, get back and win Game 2, right? That was the quick flip he made, actually, I think the second period of Game 2, when Martinuk and Jarvis just flipped lines. Everybody else stays the same, and I think Rod likes it also. I do think it helps break up. When you're on the road and you can't control the matchup,
I think it gives Aho and Svechnikov a little bit more grit factor that they might have been missing, and you're going to have to be a little gritty. The lines in the third period on Saturday were all over the place. They have nothing to do with anything, but Rod went back to the lines that he started Game 3 with. It gives him a little bit more grittiness on the top line, or actually the Stahl line is probably the top line. Jarvis and Ehlers, I think Stahl's got the puck all the time, and he's had an amazing series and a great playoffs. Rod would love to get him out against Mitch Marner because that's the difference in the series. We can sit here all day long and talk about everything. Containing Mitch Marner, that's the series right now. If you can't contain him, you're not going to win the series. You got to hold him down.
Let's zero in on Stahl. I know this year has been a renaissance of goal scoring. Jordan Stahl, he was a 20 goal scorer during the regular season, but he has a goal in each of the first 3 games of the Stanley Cup final. Is it as simple as having a gigantic body net front presence, or is there something more happening with Stahl's ability to find pay dirt?
Well, I mean, his goals are basically all tip-ins, right? So that matters. He blocks out the sun. The goalie can't see anything. But he's also just been. I mean, he's been Jordan Stahl. So I mean, he's in the right spots at the right time. He hounds pucks. So there's a lot of offensive zone possession. He's also been about 65% in the faceoff circle, I think, in this series. So that Carolina's been good in the faceoff circle, right? They had one game where they were in arrears, but they've been the better team in the dot for 2 of the 3. I think I'd love to see that trend continue. I think it helps the power play, obviously, when you can win faceoffs. But I think he's been great. But I'm not really surprised that he's been great because he's been great all year.
I remember talking with you. It was before Game 2. We were outside the Lenovo Center for a home game, and all of the talk was about the top line. Now, obviously, they're not on the same line, or at least not expected to be, but still the top guys, right? Aho, Jarvis, Svech, and it was all of that. They have to produce more. They have to be on the score sheet. Does a Svech goal, a Jarvis game winner, and a handful of assists from Aho erase that, or do you still need to see more from those big 3 top guys?
It's not that we need to see it tonight. We need to see it on when's the next game? Thursday? I don't even know what day it is, to be honest. We need to see it tonight. Fair. We need to see it Thursday. And then when Carolina wins those games, we need to see it back here on Sunday. You have to have your best guys playing well. I actually think Aho's played well. I loved his game on Saturday night. I thought he was dynamite. They just need more of that. And they do need maybe a bounce for those guys because there were some opportunities for Aho where the puck bounced over his stick. Svechnikov does get the goal at the end, the game-tying goal. But, I mean, the Aho play to get the puck over to Taylor Hall, I mean, there's not a lot of guys in the league that make that pass. That was an incredible backhand saucer pass over 2 defensemen right to the blade of Taylor Hall in stride. An unbelievable pass. And if those 3 guys play well, Carolina's in good shape.
Adam, we have another minute or 2 here for you, and we have yet to receive your first goal scorer prediction.
I gave it to you already.
I mean, did you?
We were talking about Jordan Stahl, weren't we?
Oh, we did. Did you say first goal scorer? I may have missed the word first.
No, but I was going to tell you at the end. I mentioned him.
All right. You're going Jordan Stahl in the first period?
Second
period? Ooh. Yep. Slow start, feeling each other out. Why the second?
I think Carolina plays the same period they played on Saturday. 0-0 after 1. I'm cool with that. I actually think we're going to see more of a slog tonight. But I'll take Jordan Stahl in the second period with the candlestick.
There you go. Adam, we appreciate you as always. Enjoy the game down there, or over there, I should say, in Vegas, and we'll be paying attention for Storm Watch before the game and all the coverage you bring us.
Thanks, man.
All right. Once again, that's Adam Gold here from our very own station, 99.9 The Fan. You know Adam. We'll take a break. When we come back, more of the Chapel Hill Tire Complete Car Care Canes Tailgate from outside the Lenovo Center. Stick around.
A bull riding contest. I'm signing up.
You've never ridden a bull.
No, but I won playing a new Bucks Loaded Edition scratch-off, and I'm on a roll.
But they're loaded with $50, $100, and $200 prizes.
Oh, I'm riding the Widowmaker.
Go for the win with new Bucks loaded edition scratch-offs and digital instants from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds to win range from 1 in 3.72 to 4.75. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Hi friends, this is Mark Pons from Chapel Hill Tire. Summer means road trips, beach weekends, late night drives, and extra miles on your car. Before you hit the road, make sure your vehicle is riding on tires built for the journey. At Chapel Hill Tire, we're your premier destination for premium tires. And right now, when you purchase a full set of Michelin, Pirelli, or Continental tires, installation is free. With 13 Triangle area locations, we make purchasing tires easy and convenient. Schedule your appointment today at chapelhilltire.com and drive happy.
Progressive provides protection for your boat and other outdoor vehicles so you can explore new things.
Oh, I can finally try pesto.
We meant like water skiing.
I've just never had pesto.
Or maybe take the boat somewhere new.
I mean, is pesto spicy or sweet? Oh, guess we'll find out, right?
Right. Bundle home or auto insurance with your boat, RV, or motorcycle and stay protected with Progressive while you explore.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready for pesto.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
It's bow time. Ordering Bojangles Bow Bites is the easiest choice you'll make today. The bite-sized hand-breaded chicken is fried to crispy perfection, making it perfect for sharing, snacking, or when you're on the go. Just don't call it a nugget. The only hard part is choosing from our 6 dipping sauces. We've got a sauce for every kind of craving, from our creamy house-made ranch to our sweet and spicy peach honey pepper sauce. It all depends on what kind of mood you're in. Head to your nearest Bojangles today and discover the dippable, shareable, and craveable Bow Bites. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time. Time to head on over to Bojangles to try Bojangles' new Bow Bites. Bite-sized hand-breaded chicken fried to crispy perfection. On the go, they're perfect for snacking or sharing. Dipped in your favorite sauce like creamy house-made ranch or peach honey pepper, they're the perfect way to satisfy your craving for flavor and value. Try Bojangles' new Bow Bites. It's an easy choice to make when it's bow time.
To 15-year-old Harper, buying an $80 vintage rock t-shirt is a great investment. To Harper's mom, this logic has a few holes in it. So she helped Harper open a Wells Fargo Clear Access banking account. With no overdraft fees and tools to track spending, Harper's learning, one heavy metal tee at a time. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Terms apply. Visit wellsfargo.com/deposit disclosures for fees and details.
At Wake Orthopedics Urgent Care, we spend days, nights, and weekends in 3 convenient locations providing specialized care for kids and adults. Sprains and strains, shoulders and knees, fractures, hammies, and more. All that and all without an appointment. Walk in or limp in, either way you'll get the care you need whenever you need it. Visit us today at wakemed.org.
Our state's future begins with our students. That's why the North Carolina Education Lottery has contributed over $12 billion to education. Through scholarships, school construction, support staff, and pre-K programs, lottery dollars move our state forward, helping students become the best versions of themselves. Visit movingncstudentsforward.com and share how your student or school community has benefited for a chance to earn $2,000 for your story. Must be 18 to play. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
This is the Canes Tailgate Show, brought to you by Chapel Hill Tire Complete Car Care. I'm Tim Donnelly. Dennis Cox here with me. We're outside the Lenovo Center. The line for Canes fans going into the Lenovo Center for the Game 4 watch party, I'm not joking when I say it's never ending.
Yeah, it is insane.
It's been a half hour of fans just streaming into the arena, and it still goes as far out into the plaza as you can see.
Yeah, the line's getting longer.
It's
There's people
insane.
going inside. The line's getting longer.
There's an Eric Cole jersey going by. There's a Brenda Moore jersey. We got a Whalers jersey of some kind.
Got an Eric Cole jersey. We have ourselves actually a Jalen Chatfield jersey that's walked by. I see about 4 Andrei Svechnikov jerseys and about 5 Seth Jarvis jerseys right now. I see a couple Aho jerseys. By the way, seeing some Taylor Hall and Paul Ihander, who's not only our boss and program director, also the host of Next Up from 9 to 10 a.m. here on 99.9 The Fan, just bumped back with an old little SR71. Is he all in on Taylor Hall? Big night tonight? Huh?
So we've had a Finnish song played by Paul, which I took as big night for Aho.
Yeah.
Now you're alluding to perhaps a big night for Hall. Like every line. We just need every line to get a song representation, which could work out. We need a stanky leg, maybe a little stanky leg action going on.
Right.
Do the stanky leg. We can come up with one for every player.
We
could do it. The drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan was earlier today. This is the Canes Tailgate Show. Let's go over the nuts and bolts before we get to making our picks.
Okay.
We still do not know who's going to be the starting goalie.
We don't.
Bussy, Freddie Anderson, Rod Brindamore has played it close to the chest. He has let us know that he knows who's going to be starting, but that he's not telling us. That's what we can pass along to you. William Carrier is expected to play after not finishing Game 3. He was at practice yesterday, skating normally, and is expected to do so again today. Other than that, a little bit of line changing, which is what we've seen the last few games. That's basically it as far as like the nuts and bolts of the Canes tonight in Vegas. They're just going to have to go out there and execute and play well and rally around whoever is in goal for the Canes. Am I missing anything there? 2-1. The Golden Knights lead the series 2-1. If you go down 3-1 in the Stanley Cup final in history, teams that are behind 3-1 are 1-38.
Yeah.
In that historical reference. Obviously doesn't say anything about the future, but just says it's very hard to overcome. And that's about what we got. I think that's the table is set. Let's make some picks.
All right, here's the first one for you, Tim. Over or under 0.5 goals scored in the first 10 minutes of the game. Over, under 0.5 goal. Under.
I'm going under. And I'm partially, I don't mind a cosign. Adam Gold said he thinks it's a 0-0 first period.
Okay.
I might not think that, but it doesn't mean ask him in the first 10 minutes. I think sometimes like the maybe the more loosey-goosey a game is, the next one starts a little bit more tight, meaning like everybody is just a little more conservative. There's more just clearing it, getting your changes. There's less risk being taken. So I think it'll start off that way. Obviously, this series hits like the twilight zone in the second period most games. So we'll see if they reach that same level of crazy. But for now, I'll think it'll start a little bit of a feeling out period. Won't start that crazy, but first 10 minutes under, I'm comfortable with that.
Okay. Let's go with, by the way, we actually had a listener named Will come up and tell us that Logan Stankoven's going to score at 16:37 in the first period. That's his first goal scorer prediction.
I have somebody on Twitter. I thought this was funny. What is it? The Big Rock Invitational is going on?
Yeah, the Big Rock fishing tournament. Yeah.
Fishing tournament. And there was a monster of a fish weighed in. It is a blue marlin that's 919.9 pounds. That's a record for the tournament. Just by bringing it in as the first marlin over 500 pounds, the boat has already received nearly $900K in prize money on the way.
Yep.
So it's a monster fish. Monster fish, fishy, sea bass, Sebastian Aho, 919. We have a prediction in on social media from, I forget who it is. There's too many here to go find it. But they have Aho, 9 minutes and 19 seconds. Fish, 9:19. Aho, 9 minutes and 19 seconds into the first period.
Well, I mean, you're going to go under on first goals, though, or for a goal scored in the first 10 minutes, though. So
maybe 9 minutes and 19 seconds left in the first.
Okay, we'll go with that.
We'll go with that. Reverse engineer.
By the way, 919.9 pound fish. It's not a fish. It's a kaiju.
That's a dinosaur.
Pretty sure they fought those in Pacific Rim. All right, next year in terms of making picks, if you understand that reference, I love you. All right, let's actually go over under shots on goal. Seth Jarvis, 2.5 over under shots on goal.
Seth Jarvis, he is skating with. Gotta make sure I get all these lines correct.
Jarvis is skating alongside Ehlers and Stahl.
Yeah, and I think with Stahl, obviously, a little bit more of the scoring onus will fall on Ehlers and Jarvis.
Yeah.
But although Stahl has one in each game, yeah, give me the over. At least 3 for Jarvis. And I want him to be aggressive. I want Jarvis to use his speed, as he told Jordan Stahl they can use on that line. I want him to use his speed. I want him to get out there. I want him to finish and then keep launching. So over.
Logan Stankoven 2.5 over under.
He's been the guy this postseason that has led them in shots on goal, I believe. I know that was true as of a few games ago. I wouldn't expect it to change. So I'll take the over on that one. That line is intact. Why would you mess with it? I think they continue to create a ton of chances.
Same number for Sebastian Aho, 2.5.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. Carter Hart has not been the most put together goaltender this postseason.
He has not. His save percentage this series is .864.
One thing you can learn from Vegas is a lot of their goals didn't come on like snipes. They were just putting the puck in the general area where the Canes could almost, they scored on themselves a few times, where they can make the mistake. Canes can do that to Carter Hart as well. Make him make saves. Just keep putting the puck in the general region where Carter Hart can let him through. So keep firing away. Give me the over.
All right, Carter Hart, over under 26.5 saves.
I can't take the over on everything and then take the under on this. Give me the over.
Unless it gets pumped for 7.
Yeah, if I pick the over on shots on goal for like every player on the Canes, I can't then turn around and go, Vegas is only going to give up 12 shots. That's a Canes move. That's not a Vegas Golden Knights move. I don't know if they'll all be crazy quality. I'm not saying they're all going to be grade A, high dangers, but I think it'll be a Canes game where you're going to have a lot of shots on goal.
All right, next one here. So this is according to the sports book that I'm looking at.
I just want to correct everybody.
Sure.
Part of this is hopeful.
Oh, yeah.
Part of this is me willing it into existence.
Absolutely.
Maybe half prediction, half putting it into the universe.
The sports book that I'm looking at for these numbers right now has over under save total for Frederick Anderson at 22.5.
How does that work? If he doesn't play, do you just get the...
I don't know, but unless they know something that we officially don't know, which, again, my inkling is that Freddie's going to start today.
Bussy?
No.
Oh, then they know.
Sports
books have, like I always say, sports books have Adam Schefter's, only they got 12 of them.
Yeah.
They have inside. They have pick your favorite. I won't even name them because NHL people are very, they're very like, they defend their insider. So pick your favorite insider. Sportsbook have 10 of them. If there's a number for Freddie and there's not a number for Bussy, I think that says a lot.
All right. So over or under.
What was the number?
22.5.
Over. If I'm Vegas after game 3, I'm giving the Canes all the opportunities. Same thing, right? Give them all the opportunities to let the puck go in the net. I'm going volume.
Sebastian Aho, number of points, over under 1.5.
That's fishy right there. That's my guy.
He's my first goal scorer.
He's your first goal scorer. He was my first goal scorer for 3 months. I'm not letting you get to claim ownership over him after one pick.
I'm just stating.
I'm taking the over.
Okay.
But 2 assists.
Nothing wrong with that.
He could walk into 2 assists. He's smashing Aho.
Over under number of goals for Jordan Stahl, 0.5.
Best indicator. I'm done. Give me the over. Life's too short to bet the unders, Dennis. It's 8 goals for the Canes. 1 million shots on goal. Jordan Stahl gets a couple of them. Aho somehow assists on both. They're not even on the ice together. Got to be power play.
It could be a power play. All right, final one here.
Short-handed.
Over under for the game. Over under 5.5 goals for the game.
Over. I got over from one line. Over 5.5. Willing it into existence.
Final score.
Final score prediction, 4-2 Canes. Being more realistic. 4-2 Canes. Aho gets an empty netter to complete a 3-point night. Dennis, what do you got?
4-3 Canes.
All right, there you go. That's how it goes, everybody. That's how it happens. The Lenovo Center is getting ready to pop off. The watch party's in there. It's sold out. The fans are energetic. We're going to pass things off to Adam Gold so we can turn into fans and watch the game and have a great time. It's Game 4 Stanley Cup final action. You can only hear Mike and Tripp right here on 99.9 The Fan. Put us in your pocket on the 99.9 The Fan app. We'll see you tomorrow to break down the game. Hopefully it's a Canes win. Until then, have a great night, everybody.
A bull riding contest. I'm signing up.
You've never ridden a bull.
No, but I won playing a new Bucks Loaded Edition scratch-off, and I'm on a roll.
But they're loaded with $50, $100, and $200 prizes.
Oh, I'm riding the Widowmaker.
Go for the win with new Bucks Loaded Edition scratch-offs and digital instants from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds to win range from 1 in 3.72 to 4.75. Problem Gambling Helpline 877-718-5543.
Canes hockey is back, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your Canes